Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Welcome to the Monday edition of the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Kind of gloomy out today, but that's all right. We got lots of fun sports to talk, and it's going to be a motivational Monday. And you know why? Because we're going to talk a little bit about Dan Campbell coming up on the Morning Woodward Show. But first, let's introduce everybody. My name is Stick. To my right.
What's up, everybody? It's Adam, and I'm back again.
Filling in for Corey just for a couple more days. Then we'll get back to the normal lineup here at Woodward Sports. And then to my left.
Woo! It's Joey. Good morning, and it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, Joey, you feeling good?
I am. You said it's a motivational Monday, and I'm excited to get this started.
Yeah, you were all dressed up yesterday. Why were you dressed up?
The day before that, I had a wedding, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you wore the same clothes over from Saturday to Sunday?
No, I just posted the picture a little bit later.
Nice.
Have to get my edits on the photo, duh.
And then we got Alex in producer land, Fish in the fishbowl. We got Joe in here responding to comments on all social media at Woodward Sports. And then Mike is here, and he's also going to be on today with his weekend update. So I'm looking forward to that coming up at 9 a.m. I had a weird weekend. I went to the mall yesterday.
The mall?
Just don't.
Which one did you go to?
What's it called? Great Lakes
Somerset?
Crossing. Great Lakes.
How was the experience?
Absolutely insane. Lines out the doors of places like you had to wait in line to get into the mall, then wait in line to get into a store at the mall, then wait in line to pay for your shit at the mall. Like, it was just wild.
That's Stimmy, baby.
Yeah, everybody was out doing their thing yesterday. It was good to see people, but then I also remembered very quickly how annoying people can be when you're in large masses. So, yeah, be careful if you're going to the malls. That's all I got to say.
What'd you do, Adam? Anything exciting for you?
Nope, I worked.
You worked?
That's it.
Attaboy.
Awesome.
Thank you, Adam, for working.
What a great weekend, Adam.
Well, good job for you. So I want to call this a Motivational Monday because the video got put out after we were off the air on Friday, and it's Dan Campbell talking to the Ford workers. I'm sure you guys have all seen this by now, at least all of us. But everybody watching, you may not have seen this, and this man, he's really starting to make me fall in love with not only Detroit football more than I ever was, but just him as an individual. His voice, he just sounds like a robot.
He really does.
This mechanical, positive robot.
So I could see him being like a really big movie actor or something with his voice.
that
Let's
would
just
be
pray
funny.
to God he can be a good football coach.
Yes, that is probably the most important thing. And as much as we're getting excited right now for what he's saying, obviously on the field is where it needs to be proven. But let's hear what Dan Campbell had to say to the Ford workers last Friday.
This is a unique place, and anybody who's an outsider that looks outside in, the first thing they think about is what you shouldn't about Detroit, because they don't know. They don't know shit about it. And so adversity is just a word. That's all it is. It's not something that holds you back. It's not something that keeps you from doing what you want to do. Well, that to me, that's this community, you know, and this is a place you want to raise kids. It's a place that, man, if we can ever create a winner, which is the whole idea, that's why I'm here. Excuse my language, f the weather, all right? You'll want to be here. You'll want to be here, all right? Because I'm serious, man. Everybody's South Florida, and you go to Texas and LA, you know. But I'm telling you right now, man, you build a winner here, people want to be here. Hell, my first game here in 06, we're playing Seattle, and I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's like you couldn't hear. That's on us to make it to where our fans will want to yell, and they do want to be a part of it. And so I get that, man. And I know we're in this all talk phase, all right? But, man, I will do everything in my power, and so will my staff, who, by the way, is a kick-ass staff. I believe in these guys with everything in my heart. We will get these guys to, well, they will fight their ass off to the end. I know that. And we will try to put ourselves in the very best position to freaking win at the end of a game. That's the idea. Now, if we have a pin, here's what I'd love to do is I'd love every one of you guys to sign this for me. Just sign your name to this. I'm going to put this in my office because this is a reminder to me.
Man, and when he talks about, listen, if we build a winner here, like, they will come. It's almost like Field of Dreams for football right now. What do you guys think will happen if they build a winner here in Detroit for Dan Campbell? How soon do you think he gets his statue downtown?
Definition of a winner.
Playoff wins.
wins,
Multiple
playoff wins,
Yep.
multiple divisions. Super
Divisions,
Bowl.
I don't give a shit about. I don't care about
Yeah.
divisions.
I mean, you guys can build a statue. I'll be the one that tears it down. It shouldn't be up. I mean, to get a statue, you gotta win your division multiple times, win multiple playoff games.
You really care
Super Bowl
about division
appearance.
wins like that?
Yeah, when you haven't won a division since '91, it's kind of a big deal. Having said that, when you do win your division, it means you're the most complete football team in that division, which means going into the playoffs, you have a much more likely chance to actually go further into the playoffs and try to make a run at an NFC championship and potentially a Super Bowl appearance. You can sit there and smile. That's just the truth. And as Lions fans, we're not used to that. So the idea of, I just want a playoff win is unacceptable. No, you're here to build a winner and a long-term winner. I'm not saying 20 years. I'm saying a 10-year game, a 10-year window, where you win your division 3 or 4 times. You win. You make multiple NFC championship appearances. That is worthy of a statue. If he wins the Super Bowl, I think that solidifies it. But what the fuck are we doing here? Just because you can't accomplish nothing and get a statue. I'm not understanding.
We're not
where you're
saying
going
right
with
now.
this.
You say he's asking the question like, and you keep dogging like the
Playoff
whole
wins.
division.
Playoff wins deserves a statue.
I
more
mean,
than
multiple
division wins. Yeah, for sure.
Playoff wins only. No, nothing significant.
I mean,
not winning an NFC
regular
championship.
season wins
Not winning
mean
a Super
nothing.
Bowl.
Regular
Not winning
season-
your division. None of
regular
that
season
matters.
wins means nothing. Ask Aaron Rodgers and the Packers how good those division wins are feeling right now, or would they rather have traded them for actual playoff
they've
wins?
made
That's
more.
all I'm saying.
They've made
Playoff
more
wins
NFC
here.
championship appearances in the last 2 years than we've made in our entire history as an organization. So I wouldn't even bring that conversation up. It does nothing to help your argument.
I think
Aaron
it
Rodgers
does
and- no, it
because they would
doesn't.
rather have the playoff win than the regular season.
You
win.
would
That's
rather
all
have
I'm
one
saying.
playoff win. It's like getting your dick
No, not
sucked for
one.
the first time.
Not one
you get
playoff
it,
win.
and it feels good after
Didn't I
30
say
seconds.
multiple?
Oh my goodness.
Did I not
wait,
say
to your
multiple?
point on
Okay,
that,
what's
wrong with
multiple?
that?
2, 3,
Multiple.
So 2 or
multiple
3?
is more than one.
2 or 3?
Multiple is more than
2
one.
or 3?
Yes.
4?
They both apply to
How many?
multiple.
How
4
many?
applies to multiple.
Does it get
I'm
anywhere?
still trying to hear
Anything
Adam's
get
over
analogy
one
again.
applies
Does it
to
get anywhere?
multiple.
Okay, so 2.
I just want to hear your analogy again,
to use
Adam.
sticks.
I
To
really
use
want
sticks
to know
argument.
what
Yeah,
it's going to be.
I want to find out about this
When Dan
oral
Campbell
analogy.
wins, if
Go
Dan
back to the
Campbell,
blowjobs.
if Dan Campbell wins 2 playoff games, he deserves a statue. Thanks, guys.
If he gets a blowjob in Detroit, he gets a statue.
So
What did you say?
if he wins 4 divisions and has no playoff wins, does that
No,
matter?
he doesn't deserve a statue. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
you're taking one part of what I said and just using it. It's not what I said. I said he needs to win multiple divisions, multiple playoff wins, he needs to get into the NFC Championship game, and he has to make a Super Bowl appearance if you want a statue. What are we doing? Giving a statue for a guy who maybe wins a division, maybe wins 8, 2, 3, maybe 4
No,
playoff
I'm
games?
saying
Come
multiple
on.
playoff wins takes us to a Super Bowl. And
That's not what you said originally.
I don't care if we're wild card. I don't care how we get into the playoffs. I don't care if we dominate the division. As long as we're winning in the playoffs, to me, that's the main point of this. To get into the playoffs and win. I don't care if it's division leader. I don't care how we make the playoffs. I think that's what you're hung up on.
No,
Like,
it's not,
You
actually.
gotta be
I
a
just
division.
told you over 10 years.
Yeah.
If the team under Dan Campbell, let's give him a 10-year window, right? Let's say he's here for 10 years and he's super successful. My definition of success would have been 3 or 4 division titles, all right? Multiple playoff wins, NFC championship appearances, and hopefully a Super Bowl appearance. Having said that, that could be deserving of a statue. Nothing short of that. What are we doing? We're giving away statues? That's like giving away 5th place trophies. What are we doing? What are we doing?
No, I don't like that analogy.
Yeah.
Last analogy was way better.
Yeah, the last analogy was better.
But I mean, like you keep mentioning like the whole winning our division and whatnot. I mean, you look at the NFC East. 7-9 was good enough to win that division. I mean, our division at least is a pretty good division to where, as long as we get in, I don't care how the heck we get in.
Right.
Get in. I get it. We're not getting a damn statue if we just get in the playoffs. Get some playoff wins. Win the NFC. Super Bowl wouldn't be bad.
This is supposed to
Why
be
are
a
you comparing?
motivational Monday.
No, this isn't motivational Monday. This
Monday.
is fucking reality Monday. Thank God I'm here. Holy shit! What are you guys
What are
talking
you
about?
mad about
the
this
NFC
morning?
East.
What happened to
Holy
you this
shit!
weekend?
You guys, I can't believe we're talking about Dan Campbell, who hasn't even stepped on the field yet as a head coach, and talking about potentially giving him a statue if he wins a few playoff games. What are we doing here? And then to use the NFC East as an example, we haven't won our division since 1991. The Bucks have more division wins in that time than we have. And they're fucking out of the division now. So what are we doing? This guy needs to.
You're so focused
if
on
you want to
winning the
give somebody,
division.
if you want to give somebody,
it doesn't matter if you win the division.
No,
if you don't win
again,
the playoffs.
you're
game.
actually hung up on the division, because if you're actually listening, you would hear I said that they need to win division games, playoff games, make NFC Championship appearances, and potentially make a Super Bowl. And that's the only way you're going to get a statue here. You're not going to get a statue being a fucking loser. Jim Caldwell's not going to get a goddamn statue just because he made the playoffs twice and he never won a
didn't get
playoff
wins.
game.
Right.
So what
Wayne
are we doing?
Fonts is damn near close to getting a statue,
no,
and he has
doesn't.
one.
He does
Everybody
not get
considers him like the GOAT of Detroit, and
Well,
he
you know
has
what,
one
Detroit,
playoff
raise your
win.
goddamn standards.
That's what we're trying to do. That's
No,
what this
you're
whole
not.
conversation's
No, you're
about.
not.
Yes.
Telling me a few playoff games, he should get
Yeah,
a
a few
goddamn
playoff
stat.
wins is higher standard than we've ever had here in Detroit.
No, man.
You go off of stats. You can't compare Detroit pretending like we're the most winningest teams in sports.
We're not, but when you're trying to build an organization, you're going to look at the Steelers, you're going to look at the Packers, the Patriots, you're going to look at teams that have done it consistently over the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Be like, all right, this is how they do it.
But you
We're
always
gonna do it
dog
our
the
way.
Packers.
No, I'm not.
You always do.
They're underachieving in their standpoint. If I'm in the Packers
so
organization,
how good those division wins do them for them?
holy shit, you're not listening.
When
You're
they
not
underachieve
listening.
when they
Again,
get to the
you know,
playoffs.
it's funny talking to football with you, because all you do is have like 1 or 2 word punchlines, and you don't say shit. You just sit there and say, how do those
I
divisions?
point out
you
things
don't
that
point
you've
out
said
shit.
in the past, and
I
then you
know.
get angry because
No, you're pointing
because
out.
you have to
You're pointing out
backtrack.
0.5% of what I say. I told you that to get a goddamn statue, this guy needs to win divisions. How many times do I have to say this?
That's fair.
Multiple playoff wins,
and I'm
NFC
saying
championship appearances,
that's fair.
and Super Bowls.
And I'm saying that's fair. But to me, the division isn't really the deciding factor. It's more about the playoff wins and the Super Bowl wins. That's all. But you just can't understand that for some reason.
No.
You want to argue this morning.
How can
fine.
you say the division isn't an important factor
Because
when they
the
haven't
playoff
won the
wins are
division
more
since
important.
'91?
Because
It would
the
be a
playoff
huge.
wins.
It would be a huge
When's the last
monkey
time
off
we
the
won a
back.
playoff game too?
Let's see, 1994. No, 94.
94. Okay.
1994. To win a playoff game and a division would be a huge monkey off the organization's back. Can we agree on that?
Just
Both.
give us that playoff. Who cares
Both.
about that? Just get the playoff win.
You guys,
Right.
you guys have
You're
no idea what
focusing
you're
too
talking
much
about.
on that division, winning your division and whatnot. Let's get a playoff win. I don't care if it's a wild
How do you get
card.
to the playoffs? By having a good record. By having a
Right.
good record and winning your division. Doesn't winning your division mean you're automatically in the playoffs?
It
Or
does.
do they not get
Yep.
into the playoffs anymore?
It'd be better.
Don't wild cards
Don't you
also
get a
make the
home game?
playoffs?
Don't you get a home game if you win your division? Doesn't that mean
Yeah,
you
but
get to
none of
play?
that matters if
Stop!
you don't
stop!
win the
stop!
home
stop!
game.
Stop! Let me finish.
None of
Doesn't
it
winning
matters if you
doesn't
don't win the
winning your
home game.
division get you a home game, which entails playing a home game, which
Adam.
increases your chances of winning a playoff game? Stop
like-
sitting there and
I like
acting like,
playing
oh,
on the
just give me a
road.
playoff game. Well, just give me a blowjob. I'll be happy. Thank you.
Well,
That's all you guys
keep
want.
You wouldn't?
Actually, yes.
You wouldn't be happy. See,
guys
now
are
you're
horrible.
proving once again me and
guys are
Joey are
horrible.
right.
You know, if you and Joey were right, this would be a different conversation. You guys are so wrong. It's kind of hilarious.
Okay, you focus on the division. I'll focus on playoff wins. We'll see who wins the Super Bowl first.
Says the guy who says Jim Caldwell's the greatest head coach in Detroit Lions history, who didn't deliver playoff wins. So why don't you back off saying your stupid shit that you just keep giving me?
I mean, I just go by
Please?
stats.
You're not going by stats. You're not going
by my
Winning
feelings.
a division is a fucking huge accomplishment. Winning a playoff game is also a huge accomplishment.
It's more of
the
an
Detroit Lions
accomplishment.
have proven they can't do fucking either. So what are you doing here?
I want the playoff win. That's what I'm focused on, the
All right.
playoff win.
All right.
Because if we win the division, if we go 17-0 in the regular season and lose that first playoff game, are you going to be like excited
Oh my
that
goodness.
we won the
What a-
division?
what a
We
theory-
call
what
that
a
the Gonzaga
hypothetical.
Bulldogs.
Okay,
What
if
a
we go
hypothetical.
13-4 and win the division, are you going to be
It would be a
excited if we
failure
get-
of a year if they lose the first playoff game. But no, you're
Exactly.
taking one part of the argument. It's a fucking full. Look at the
You're
full picture.
focusing on
your
that one
job,
part.
Your job, if you're Dan Campbell, is to walk in and win football games. Correct?
playoff games.
Win football games to
Playoff
start.
games.
The team hasn't been in the playoffs for God knows how long. Don't talk to me about playoff wins yet. We're taking baby steps. Step 1, win playoff games. 2, build a winner. Step 3, compete for your division and win playoff games. Correct? Or no? That's not the
I
objective.
lost you on your steps.
Step 1, start winning football games and building a good culture.
Okay.
Right? Step 2, competing for your division, getting into the playoffs, and potentially winning playoff games. Correct? Step 3 would become a dominant football team and a dominant organization, right?
Right.
Where you're making multiple playoff
No one's
appearances
disagreeing
consistently.
with this, Adam. All I'm saying is I don't care about winning the division. I care about the playoff games. That's it.
That's
And
fine.
you don't seem to understand
That's
that
fine.
playoff wins mean more than winning the division. If you're a wild card team and win the Super Bowl, nobody's looking
Okay, if
at
you're a
you.
wild card team and you win a playoff game and then you get bounced out, then what?
The same thing if you're a division winner and win a playoff game and get bounced out. It's the same thing.
Okay, listen.
It's the
no,
same
it's not the
thing.
same thing.
If
It's
you
not the
lose
same
the
thing.
first
If
game,
you
you're-
snuck into the playoffs, by barely getting in as the last seed or the seventh, whatever seed you want to be, and you sneak a playoff win, and then you get out in the divisional round, how are you going to look forward to next year? You struggled in the regular season. You barely got in. You snuck out a playoff win. Congratulations. If I'm a division winner, I won my division. I proved that I could win over a consistent 16, 17 game schedule. I went into the playoffs. I took a donut. Okay, whatever. At least I'm building off of something. Not, oh, I got my playoff win. Thanks, guys. Build me a statue. Let's go.
Okay. Listen. Win all the divisions you want, lose all the playoff games, and see how far that gets you. That's my argument.
No, it's not your argument. You don't have an argument. And then you want to bring up the Green Bay Packers. They've won playoff games. They've reached NFC
right,
championship
but you constantly
appearances.
bash on them because
I'm bashing them because they've been to back-to-back NFC
can't
championships.
Close. That's
and
it.
I don't bash the Packers. I bash Aaron Rodgers, who has failed to take his team to a goddamn Super Bowl when they've surrounded him with plenty of talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So don't give me that shit. They had Devontae Adams last year,
right.
Aaron Jones,
But
Jamal
what
Williams.
are you evaluating them on? Not their regular season
I'm
performance.
evaluating
You're
Aaron
them
Rodgers,
on?
not the Packers. As an organization, as a Packers fan, back-to-back NFC championship
But if
appearances.
winning the division is the only thing, isn't Aaron Rodgers amazing?
I didn't say it was the only thing. See, this is where you talk out of your ass. I didn't say that was the only thing. So why don't you go back, watch the first 10 minutes.
I will.
Go back and
You're
watch
so
the first 10 minutes
focused on
again.
winning, making it regular season.
No,
He's
I'm not.
making you go back and watch
the first
film.
10
Yeah.
minutes and listen
Go
back.
watch
I didn't
film
say
on
that's
our
the
own
most
show.
important thing, and that's the only thing. So don't put words in my mouth, please, and actually listen, and we'll actually have a good conversation.
We are.
No, we're not. You're not listening.
You just get so frustrated
I'm not
when I
getting
point
frustrated.
out
I'm getting frustrated
what
that
you're saying.
You're pointing out bullshit. You're pointing
No.
out things that I didn't say. So just stop.
Which is more important, division wins or playoff wins?
They both play hand in hand.
Jesus.
It
Okay.
depends. It depends. Would you rather be a 9-7 team win a playoff game or a
Yes.
division winner and win a playoff game? How does that set you up? Would you rather be on the road the
You
whole
see,
time in the
the
playoffs?
key of that question, though, is win a playoff
Obviously,
game.
you want to win a playoff game.
That's
That's
the
the whole
key.
fucking point. Is to get to the
Thank
playoff.
you.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
don't thank you. Don't
Yeah,
thank you and
thank you.
celebrate. Don't as if you're right. You're not. You're not. You're just using complete bullshit hypotheticals.
No, the question you asked, the whole point was win the playoff game. Would you rather be wild card and win, or would you rather be division leader and win?
I would
It
rather-
doesn't matter if the point is you win the playoff game. And that's what I'm trying to convey to you and trying to get you to understand that it doesn't
Which is
matter
easier?
if you're
Okay, I'll give you that. Which is easier? Going into the playoff game on the playing your entire playoff schedule away from home or at home?
Of course,
Which
it's,
incre-
of
no,
course
no,
you
no, no,
want
no,
a
Don't
home.
fucking of course me. Don't fucking of course me. Which is easier? What increases your odds of winning? Hosting a playoff game or being away on the road?
I'll have to check.
We've never
have to
gotten
check. You
that
have to
far,
check.
so we don't
You'll
know.
have to check. I
We
know.
just want the opportunity.
Why don't you want to deal with facts? I mean,
know.
this year alone, the home field advantage for all of sports has not been the same.
That's
How's it?
COVID.
Because of COVID for 1 year.
Okay. Well, then I got to check, man. I got to actually see numbers, not just,
Okay.
well, this is what I think, so it's indefinitely right. It's like, no, man, you got to do some research.
Sure, man.
That's
Keep
all I'm
talking out of
asking.
your ass. Keep talking
That's
out
all
of your
I'm
ass.
asking. Well, let's do this. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we got more motivational Dan Campbell, because this wasn't
I'm
the
not
first
motivated at all.
time. No, Adam's all pissy today. I
Not
don't
even
know what
motivated for a
happened to this guy.
blowjob or whatever that analogy was earlier.
He wouldn't be happy
home
with
teams
that.
in the playoff win 61.9% of their games.
Okay. I mean, that's not a
Oh,
crazy.
I know. Fuck it. I'd rather be the 40%. Fuck it.
I want the 39%.
Fuck it.
I
I'd
don't
rather
want
be
the 61.
39% in the playoffs.
60-40
Thanks, guys.
really like that over the
39.
top?
Oh,
though?
60-40 is not over the top. Fuck it.
Is it not?
Fuck it. Dan Campbell, please get
What
us to
did
the
you
playoffs
think it was
as a wild
before you
card.
looked it up?
Thank you.
What do you think it was
I thought
before-
it was about 60-40. It's significant.
It's okay. Let's take a break. When we come back, more Dan Campbell and more Adam talking
Unreal.
out his ass.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Welcome back. It's the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for checking in on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere that you can be, YouTube and Twitch. Make sure you subscribe, drop some stars for us. We appreciate you participating every morning on the show. We were talking about Dan Campbell because he spoke to some Ford workers, just talking about what a win would mean to this city. And I asked the question, like, all right, what would it take for this guy to get a statue up? Like, what would it really take? And my take is playoff wins. That's the line, period. No matter how we get there, no matter how it gets done, playoff wins are the only thing that should matter for the Detroit Lions organization. Adam, on the other hand, feels that division titles must be in that package. Otherwise, it's not as impressive. Joey, we really haven't talked to you about how you feel about this. How you feeling, Joey?
Listen, I could care less about how you get there. If you get the division, cool, congratulations. But where we're at right now, we're in the middle of this rebuild, quote unquote. I just want to get there because a lot of people obviously don't believe in us even making the playoffs. But if we could get that wild card and then somehow pull it off to where we could get into the playoffs, that's all I'm asking for. I don't care if it's a division. I don't care if it's a wild card. Let's just get some wins and see where it takes us.
Yeah.
I think that's where everybody could agree on.
Yeah, and I mean, we're getting some comments. As a general fan, winning a playoff game is the most important and the most exciting. This whole Motivational Monday thing is failing. Loving it this morning. And, do y'all know the definition of motivation? We're working on it,
I
man.
love how you read that comment and you don't finish it. As a true football fan who cares about the future and history of the organization, especially the Lions, the division title is more important. Why don't you finish the comment that you were reading?
Oh, because I was trying to get to more than one.
Yeah.
Adam, if we could go 17-0 this season, I would
Stop
take
giving
it.
me hypotheticals. Stop.
I would
I'm not.
take
You
it.
guys are the only. No, it's
this
not.
This was what
No,
did Dan Campbell have to do to get a statue? The whole conversation is hypothetical.
Where our disagreement on about Dan Campbell getting a statue is that your base for him to get it was playoff wins.
Correct.
That could be 2, 3, whatever the amount. Now, if it was 6, 7, that means clearly they're doing something right. They're probably winning division. So look at the whole fucking picture. But don't just tell me the guy gets you a few playoff wins and that means he's going to get a statue.
And don't just tell me the
Cut
guy.
shit. I didn't say him winning division titles gets him a statue.
Adam.
Go back and spend 10 minutes. It's not hard. Go back and listen and stop telling me that I said that winning a division gets him a statue.
Let's listen to Dan Campbell speak because Adam's on a roll today.
I'm on a roll of calling out your guys' bullshit.
Adam's
Holy
more
shit.
motivating right now, honestly.
I don't know
so
who he's
excited.
motivating,
Hell.
though. Let's listen to Dan Campbell. This was kind of like his first introduction to us on his crazy motivational talk because to me there's been 3 things. This last one to the Fords, or when he was talking to Ford workers, and then, of course, the initial kneecap conversation.
This place has been kicked, it's been battered, it's been bruised, and I can sit up here and give you coach speak all day long. I can give you, hey, we're going to win this many games. I can't. None of that matters, and you guys don't want to hear it anyway. You've had enough of that shit. So excuse my language. All right. Here's what I do know is that this team is going to take on the identity of this city. All right. And the city's been down, and it found a way to get up. All right. It's found a way to overcome adversity. All right. And so this team's going to be built on, we're going to kick you in the teeth. All right. And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. All right. And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. All right. And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap and we're going to get up. And then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing. All right. That's going to be the mentality.
That doesn't get me hype. I want Adam's speech.
All right, good. Please tell me how stick calm and 17-0 means nothing without playoff wins, as if I said it when it's you two that have been saying it. Stop bringing up hypothetical bullshit, please, for God's sake.
This whole
Just
thing
stop.
is hypothetical, bro.
Just
You're
stop.
not good. You're not good at hypotheticals.
Yeah, you really
not.
aren't. It frustrates you so much when you have to operate in the
Because
abstract.
you have to go so far out to fucking improbable just to make your point. Oh, if we go 17-0 and we don't win the first playoff game coming off the bye week, that's a failure. Wow. Fucking win 3 games first, and then we'll talk about 17-0. Holy
Adam,
shit.
As a kid, did anybody ever ask you, if you were to win $1 million, what would you do with it first?
I was like, fuck you. How dare you offer me $1 million?
I wish that's how it was as a
Is
kid.
my money? Oh, you think that money's just going to magically appear?
I can see you.
You have to get $1 before you get $1 million. You think I'm going to fuck around with $1 million? Like, that's Adam.
You're realistic. I like that. I appreciate that about you.
It's going to be so hard to get that $1 million. If you don't get the first 10, you'll never get the 100.
That's like, 7-year-old Adam, by the way.
Arguing. But at the end of the day, we need wins, period, no matter where they come and how they come. And that's what I love about this motivational speaker that Dan Campbell has become, because it's now become every time this dude opens his mouth or every time he's speaking, like, you're like, all right, I can buy into this, and I think he's getting more people in this city to buy back into the Lions than have been in a long time, which a lot of people always drink the Kool-Aid every offseason, but I think the Kool-Aid's super sweet this offseason.
And that's the thing, too, is like you could say whatever the heck you want to say, like in those speeches, getting us all hyped up and all riled up, right? But then you could be like Adam and just talk out of your ass like that and then do nothing else.
Oh, yeah.
That's not what he's doing. He's giving us weapons across the board.
Please explain what weapons he's provided.
I mean, the people he's surrounding himself around right now. Like, you can't deny that. You at least feel confident.
Yeah, he's done a much better job than Rod Marinelli. Rod Marinelli hired his son-in-law as the defensive coordinator. So, yeah, I do like the hires he's made, and he's put himself around really good people. Again, we're not going to know until he's on the field. And honestly, there's one important factor coming up that will decide a big part of this upcoming season, which is the draft. They need to have a good draft. If they don't have a good draft, this is going to be a very bad football team to watch. They're coming off a historically bad defensive year. I believe third worst in NFL history. This team has a lot of work to do, and what they do in the draft is going to have heavy implications on how they do this season.
Yeah, and this draft is really going to set the tone on where this team is heading, especially, whatever position they pick. They pick wide receiver, we're like, all right, they're trying to give Goff weapons. They pick alignment, it's like, all right, they're trying to build for the future. They go defense, I think this draft is going to tell us a lot about the identity that the Lions want to have moving forward. And you're hearing rumors about other teams wanting to trade up now. I'm talking about Denver. We're talking about Dallas. So I don't think we're in that sweet spot anymore. I think the coveted position is number 4 in the draft, because that'll land you any player you want at this point, because we all know, well, besides the 3 quarterbacks that are going to go 1, 2, 3. So the Lions do have some negotiation power to move down. We'll see what happens. That's the thing I love about Dan Campbell, though. At least he's got us looking towards the future and has given us something excitable to talk about. And, he also brought up the true alpha comment. That's another third comment for your Motivational Monday with Dan Campbell. And here he is telling us all about what a true alpha does.
Who has that final decision, whether it's free agency or draft?
Good
Because I don't think
question.
that's been clear.
Yeah, Brad and I do.
Okay, so but again, what happens if you don't agree?
Well, here's what I would say. I kind of brought this up at this is weeks ago, but here's what I'd say about a true alpha. A true alpha knows when it's time to concede for the betterment of the team. And so I would tell you one way or another, there's already been a couple of things where it's like, maybe we don't, you see it a little more this way, I see it a little, we haven't had one problem, and we're not going to have a problem.
They're not going to have a problem. And I love that. And, he's also showing that he can follow as well as being a leader. So those 3 things combined just make me super excited for the Lions coming up this season. And the draft is just over 2 weeks away now. It's 2 weeks from Thursday. I'm excited.
I'm curious to see what the Lions do with the number 7 pick. There's been talks of Dallas wanting to get their hands on Kyle Pitts. In my opinion, they're going to have to trade up to 4 to do that. I doubt Pitts is available at 7. There's been news of Washington trying to trade up to get a quarterback. Maybe they go up to 4. That would take a lot. It would definitely take a lot to get up to number 7 with Detroit. I'm not sure if Detroit's even going to want to trade back to 19. That seems like such a step back, even though you're going to get a lot of draft capital. You need a wide receiver. You can't send Jared Goff out this year, and I'm a firm believer in that. They're going to take a wide receiver because you can't let the Jared Goff project fail. You can't send him out there with nothing. He gets absolutely killed. The football team on offense is absolutely useless. It makes no sense to me. So this is going to be interesting. Lions have options. Whether or not they can trade back to 11 or 12, maybe get a Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, I don't know, but we'll see what they end up doing. It'll definitely set the tone for what the season's going to look like, how they do in the draft.
Yeah, and we'll know in just over 2.5 weeks, and hopefully some action comes down with a trade or something before the draft. Even if it is draft day, it'll still be fun to watch the Lions move up or move down, because the Lions can do whatever they want, and that's the best part about this Stafford trade, that they put themselves in a position where they got the assets, they can do whatever the hell they want. If they really want to move up to 4, they got the assets to do it. I don't think we should. I'm just saying they can if we want to. So Go Lions, do your thing. And if you want a True Alpha t-shirt or you want a Kneecaps Wheaties t-shirt, check out both of these shirts we got right now. These are up at the Woodward Sports Store. Just go to woodwardsports.com, click on shop, and you can order your very own Dan Campbell Breakfast to Champion Kneecaps t-shirt. And those are awesome. I love it. I got to get one of those the True Alpha ones.
Those are my favorite right now.
Yeah, I don't have one of those, Joey.
Yeah,
Can we order one of those?
Yeah, we can get them.
I want one. Go to woodwardsports.com, click on shop or store if you want one of those. And we also got to give a shout out to our people at Enjoy Levels. Enjoy Levels is a brand new dispensary that is coming to Ferndale, 9 Mile in Hilton, and they're going to be open in about a month or so. We've been talking about them for a little over a month, and man, this place is going to literally set the trend for how dispensaries are going to be, not only in Southeast Michigan, but all over Michigan. So make sure you look for them at enjoylevels.com or follow them on Instagram at enjoylevels. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Joey's News.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys and ladies. This is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go.
We got to give it up to the Masters winner, Matsuyama. Did I say it right?
Matsuyama.
Matsuyama. Did you hear him, by the way, in his little speech?
No.
It was the greatest thing ever because he can't talk any English besides thank you. He had like a translator right there. And I love that because I got grandparents that don't speak, well, grandparents that passed away, that don't speak any English. So I could relate to him on that one. But he makes history, getting his green jacket yesterday and becoming the first from Japan as a male to win a major title. And here's what Tiger Woods had to say on Twitter. Making Japan proud. Congratulations on such a huge accomplishment for you and your country. This historical Masters win will impact the entire golf world. It's cool to see. Imagine getting that tweet from Tiger.
Right. Yeah, they're saying this this win pretty much made this guy a billionaire. Like it's
A billionaire.
A billionaire, man. I mean, he is the face of Asia golf now, and
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in Asia. So,
Fun fact from Stick, there's a lot of
fun
people
facts.
in Asia.
A lot of people in Asia. If you include India and China in that, it's almost pretty much 90% of the world.
We got to talk about Michigan State Spartans real quick because the ending to the tournament wasn't one of the best, but did you see former MSU Spartan Miles Bridges with this new poster?
Ooh, dunk of the
On
year?
Clint Capella. He's got to be. It's between him and Anthony Edwards
Yep.
right now. I mean, that dunk was nasty. You see LaMelo on the sidelines looking like, whoo.
Can we see that one more time, Alex? I mean, we could probably watch this on loop for about an hour, and I wouldn't get sick of it. But watch this, man. Just the extension.
He killed him.
You imagine being able to do that?
Like, what do you do if you're that defender, Capella, on that? Like, that is embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, I always give it up for the defenders that go for the blocks because, you know, you're going to get posterized, but at least you're putting effort out there. Andre Drummond got posterized by KD this weekend. That was fun to see.
He did that, but also Andre Drummond dropped 20 points and 11 rebounds, shooting 55% in only 22 minutes to help the Lakers beat the Nets by 25 points.
Yeah, and I saw Corey going nuts about it. The morning show said that Andre Drummond wasn't. It's like, come on, the guy had one good game. Like, let's not get.
He did look really good though.
Yeah, but wait till the actual players on the team come back. He's not going to be the focal point of the offense.
Yeah, for sure that. But I'm saying like you can't be mad or not expect to see success of him in a Lakers uniform just because of that.
No, I just don't think he's great.
Right.
And
He's not a great player.
Yeah, we've
he's
seen
maybe
it.
good.
Yeah, he's good.
I'll put him at good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a good
for
player.
sure. For sure. I'm not saying he's the best Laker there is. You guys watch
Don't tell Corey that.
any WrestleMania 37 you guys watch?
No.
Nope.
It's crazy how big it was on social media over the weekend because for me, I'm like, I was watching some of it and I was like, yeah, this was fun as a kid. But then you see the freaking Paul brothers coming out and you see Logan Paul. And I'm like, Really? Like, this guy's freaking everywhere. I'm sick of the Paul brothers.
I really, I respect everybody and what they like and what they want for their entertainment, but I don't understand grown men loving WWE. I don't. I'll never.
We got a bunch of them here.
We do.
D-Mac is huge. Corey is literally die hard.
Like, watching them interact and talk about it, and they know it's fake. But they act like it's real. Like, when the chick won whatever she won over the weekend, like, Corey celebrated it like something was accomplished. And it's like, no, this is a scripted, like nothing happened. It's like watching a movie, which is great. These guys are tremendous athletes, and I'll give them all the credit in the world for being the best stuntmen in the world. But I just don't understand the infatuation with it for grown men. And if you love it, good for you. I've tried, but I just don't get into it. I guess it's like a soap opera for men is what I'm told.
As a kid, I used to freaking love it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, it was one of my favorite things to just watch. But then you get older, you start to realize.
Yeah. I also used to love DuckTales and, the Gummy Bears and all those, Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, G.I. Joe. I loved all that as a kid. I ain't watching it now, though.
Do you think it's as big as people really think WrestleMania really is?
Oh, yeah. It's huge.
Oh,
it's
a big
huge.
Deal.
It's crazy to me.
Well, I mean, like the Logan Paul thing. They used to do that when we were younger, too. They used to bring out star celebrities. Right. Mike Tyson, I mean, people like that. Just the definition
but that's a real
of
celebrity.
No, but the definition of celebrity has changed now with social media. Like, in today's world, he is a celebrity. Not an actor, not an actress. None of these people. It's the social media people that are the celebrities.
Yeah, but like,
it's weird, man.
Even when he was fake head slammed or whatever, like, people are, did you see what happened? It's like, yes, he allowed it to happen. Like, they probably practiced that 4,000 times before.
Joey, what was your
happened.
reaction when you found out that it was all fake? It was scripted.
Oh man, I didn't believe it for the longest. I didn't believe it for the longest, and then I started watching it closely, and I'm like, man, them table slams and all that.
To me, it's like magic when I was a kid. It's like, oh, okay, if you pull it, like, oh, that looks real, so I'm gonna believe it. And then you get to a point where they're like hitting each other and like stomping their feet and like this far away, and you start noticing it. And you're like, well, how did I ever believe this? And how could people?
Well, as a kid, it's easier to believe. I think when you get older, you choose not to believe.
Right.
And they make it exciting, like with the commentators, like they make it real exciting, so it like makes you feel like it's believable and that you're a part of something.
Yeah. No, listen, I got friends that absolutely love it, and hats off to them. And if it's your entertainment, be entertained by it. I'm not judging you. I just don't understand it.
Well, on to baseball. The legendary Alex Rodriguez trending all over the weekend. He, along with billionaire Mark Lohr, are purchasing the Timberwolves from majority owner Glenn Taylor for around $1.5 billion.
That's a steal.
1.5 billion. Heck yeah. In a little bit, that's going to be worth way more.
In 6 years, if they do their job correctly, that organization should be between $2 and $2.3 billion.
It's a pretty solid return.
Easily.
See, the hard part is getting to that $1.5 billion status to be able to do this.
Well, the hard part is actually getting Timberwolf fans into the organization, into the stadium, and actually watching the games. I mean, they've been dreadful. They treated Kevin Garnett not all that great. So they got to do a lot of things with the fan base to really get them to come back.
They have a decent team. I mean, when Karl Anthony Towns is healthy, I don't know. I'd watch him if I lived there. What the hell else is going on in Minnesota?
I mean, same thing that's going on in L.A. The Chargers have no fans, so.
But that's L.A., though. That's different. I feel like nobody in L.A. is, like, actually from L.A.
Yeah. No.
In Minnesota, who the hell is not from Minnesota living in Minnesota?
Well, it tells you how bad of a job. It tells you how bad of the job the organization has done over the last 20, 30 years.
Which organization?
The Timberwolves.
Yeah.
They've done a complete shit job, and that's why, one, they're selling the team, but two, why no fans show up. Even when they were winning games, nobody was interested. Nobody's interested in Karl Anthony Towns because they still are in love with Kevin Garnett, and they feel he was dealt a dirty hand. It's that simple. There's a lot of beef with the fans in the organization. So hopefully that fixes it and they move on.
All right.
Sorry,
see, my whole thing with that is, like, even in Detroit, I feel like our teams, obviously, they suck. But people still want to go out to games. I mean, Little Caesars Arena, you could tell that it's always been slower in this start because it's been really, really bad teams. But, like, L.A. is just, it's so different.
Well,
being out in L.A.
Also, you got to consider just the massive population that's in LA. Like, even if there's a smaller percentage of people that actually like sports, there's more people because of just the sheer numbers that they have. But yeah, to me, LA's never really shown out except for the Lakers. That's it. The Lakers are really the only professional franchise in LA.
There was a controversial victory over the weekend. The Phillies with the go-ahead hit against the Braves in the 9th. I want you guys to watch this and tell me if he looks safe at home plate off of this hit or if he does not. Just see him once he catches the ball and then he runs for home plate.
He should be gunned out. That's not a very far throw.
Look at this.
That was a horrible throw.
Safe or no?
It was a horrible throw, actually, because that was really shallow for the guy to even try to tag up, but there was 1 out, so it would have been 2 outs. There was no way he could have tagged up. So it was the right decision, but they totally blew that call. There's like 5 different angles you look on that replay.
Yeah, so here's one. Here's a slow-mo right there. The
His foot doesn't touch the
jumps
bag.
right over the base.
Man, if that happened to me.
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Right over.
That's a great block by the catcher.
It's a horrible call, though. You have replay. How do you not?
And that ump is like right there.
And that's not the only angle. They had multiple angles, and it showed clearly his foot went over. It was going to touch the bag. His knee hit it, diverted him, and it didn't touch. Oh, my God, man. That shit pissed me off in high school. And there was no replay cameras.
No. Hey, umpire's got a tough job.
But he's got video assistance. Like, how? You can't go back there, look at that, and tell me he was safe.
Right.
I
would have called him out.
That's what kills me about technology. Even when you have the technology, you still get it wrong. Like that's not.
Joey, give me your best umpire call. Give me a you're out.
You're out.
That's
What?
awful.
You're up?
You're all right, Adam. What you got?
You're out.
You're out.
See, it's
that was
too
awful.
obnoxious. Yeah, it's
Mine
too
was the
obnoxious.
best
You want
one.
to be obnoxious. You're an umpire.
No, man.
You want to make sure the
Give me-
lady
give me-
in left
give me
field
your-
knows
No,
that
I
her
want- I
son
want-
just
Give me
got
your
out.
best
strike.
strikeout.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
give me your best strikeout call.
Oh, I was always strike 3, batters out. That was me.
I like hearing Steve Right.
No, I like the guys that do the karate shit. Yeah, you're
That's
out.
what strike 3, batters out. It's awesome, baby.
That's right.
Did you guys ever umpire?
Never.
Oh,
no.
dude, I did for like 15 years. It's the best.
I threw at an
15
umpire
years?
when I was in high school.
Oh,
I started when I was 12 and I stopped. So 12 years.
you were 12 years old umpiring?
Yeah, you could umpire the 10-year-olds when you were 12. It was always 2 years above.
Wow, you would
Yeah.
just look out for the homies probably then.
I wasn't homies with 10-year-olds when I was 12. Like, you know how weird that was when you were like 12? You're like, anybody
down
younger than
to anybody younger than you.
Even if they were a month younger
Until
than you.
you're like 19, 20, 21.
Your
No.
birthday's in June? Or
Man,
in July, baby?
literally.
Yeah.
Anybody younger than you, they are beneath you.
Exactly.
They're not even in the
That is a
conversation.
middle
You just
school
thought
thing.
that's how the hierarchy of life went. Like, oh, they're
Literally.
younger than me.
Don't walk next to me.
And lastly, we got to pour one out. I think we got to even pour some 8 Mile Vodka out for this one. We remember DMX.
Oh, man.
Passed away on Friday at the age of 50 after suffering a heart attack last week. And I just feel like we got to share this video right here because this is seriously one of my favorite DMX memories was him riding the slingshot.
I ain't gonna find some scary shit, nigga. It's some scary shit. It's some scary shit. It's some scary shit, nigga. It's some scary shit. It's some scary shit. Oh, whoa, what? It ain't nothing. What? Get it. It ain't nothing.
Some scary shit. Some scary shit.
Did you guys ever see DMX in concert?
I never did actually.
No, I
Did you?
didn't get the chance.
Yeah, I got a great story about this. So it was me, my buddy Jake, and this guy named Mark, Jake's old roommate, and we drove from Detroit to Miami to go to the Bob Marley Festival, and DMX was performing, like Erykah Badu, Andre 3000, like all these great acts, all these, you know, Steel Pulse, Capleton, all these reggae acts too. And obviously the Marley Sons were all there, and it's on this island. It's on Key Biscayne Island, right? And there's a stage, and you're right by the water, and the day's beautiful, but then nighttime hits and it starts raining. You know how it does in Miami, just starts
randomly.
raining out of nowhere. And then DMX was supposed to go on, and you know, over the mic you hear, we're sorry, due to the rain, DMX is not able to perform tonight. And you could tell it was somebody doing like a cheesy white boy voice. And then you hear, no, dog, we ain't going out like that. He's, arr, arr. just runs out on the stage. It's pouring rain. People just going absolutely insane. And it was one of the coolest concert moments of my life. And then when he did the, What These Bitches Want song, he goes into the crowd. He just starts like Linda, Felicia, Nicole, Aisha. He just starts pointing. And all these chicks changed their name for that moment. Like, that's all they wanted to be. And he was just pointing at these chicks.
I am now Aisha.
Right. It was such a cool moment, man. And DMX, rest in peace. Like, what a great artist. And you guys hear what Jay-Z's doing for him?
What's that?
Jay-Z and Beyonce are buying all the masters of all of DMX's songs and giving it to his family.
Wow, that's awesome.
So they don't have to fight for him in court. They don't have to deal with all that bullshit. So Jay-Z, Beyonce, good job.
And that's the one thing I hate when icons like a DMX pass away and then they do got to deal with that in court for years and years after. It's just like, just have some respect for what he created in his life.
Yep.
And not make it all about the money.
Yeah, when Prince died, man, that got kind of messy with his family and stuff like that.
Aretha.
You don't want to see that, But also, these guys should have that stuff handled. Like, let's be honest.
Right.
But, sometimes rappers like DMX fall on hard times. You lose the rights to your stuff. But thank goodness for good people like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, and some other good people is down there in Fenton. My boy Kevin, everybody at Bridge Street Exchange. You got to go check them out. I keep telling you, it's been about over 2 months now, me telling you to go check them out. And I love getting messages saying, you were not wrong. This place is freaking awesome. Stick talk about being at the mall over the weekend. It's just not a place where you want to be. Go support this locally owned business. Whole bunch of gear, some clothes that you could get for the fellas. And ladies, get your man something. BridgeStreetExchange.com. Code word WSN. 15% off your entire order.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back. It is the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. And obviously the big news over the weekend, we have a new Masters. Or is that what they call it? A new Master? Do they call him the Master?
No. You got a new Masters champion.
Oh, they should just call him the Master.
Just call him the green coat.
Let's avoid that.
Just give him the green coat.
Let's avoid that.
I think that's a touchy subject.
So the new Masters champion was crowned, and Nick Leach, you were on Thursday kind of doing a preview for the Masters, and you freaking nailed it, man. Like, literally, you not only nailed who was going to win, but you nailed how they were going to win, because you said, well, the rain's going to come in on one of these days, and they're going to be able to just really target the holes and go at them, because the ground will be a little softer, the ball's going to stick a little more, and then you picked the winner. Are you a wizard?
No, I just watch a lot of golf and have a tendency to get a good idea. And if you watch enough golf over the years, I believe you guys watched this weekend, you'll notice guys at the Masters who typically play well there, regardless of how they've been playing as of late. That course just sets up for certain guys that are going to come out of nowhere to hopefully have a good weekend.
Let me ask you this. You're saying that you had all these great predictions. Please tell me you put your money where your mouth was at least and bet some actual money on this, because you probably would have made some good moolah.
I bet on 9 guys this weekend, and Hideki unfortunately did not make it into that.
The guy you told us to bet on Thursday?
No, the guy I told you to bet on was Dustin. But
no, I thought I could have swore you said Matsuyama.
No, Morikawa.
Oh,
yeah, Colin
damn,
Morikawa.
It sounded the exact same.
I was thinking he was a genius all weekend.
Well, I mean, he did call the Jordan Spieth top 3 finish. I mean, I think the play was Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas was who you had. That was like where your heart was going over the weekend, and that's kind of where my heart was too. But Matsuyama just had a stroke of I don't want to say luck, but right after the rain delay, he came out and I believe birdied the first 4 holes coming out of that, and that set up his score. I mean, he was struggling the whole week. He wasn't above everyone from a playing standpoint, but just after that rain delay, for some reason, he caught fire. He was stroking his irons perfectly, and that's what gave him that huge shot advantage going into Sunday.
Yeah, so I think the event went pretty much how I thought it would, as far as a little bit higher scores than what we've seen the last few years. Besides Justin Rose opening round 65, that gave him a 4-shot lead going into Friday. He didn't really do much after that. I believe he was 2-3 over after that first round and finished the event at 5 or 6 under. But for the most part, it became a one-man show, whether it was Justin Rose on Thursday. Friday it got a little bit closer, but then Saturday, like you just said, Adam, is that second round bogey-free, by the way. Bogey-free 65 to take a 4-shot lead headed into Sunday was it was his tournament to lose. I mean, that's the best way to put it. There wasn't much competition besides Xander Schauffele making a late run on Sunday.
Oh, man, that shot on 16 that he had, like, how heartbreaking is that when you're putting the pressure on? You've bogeyed the last 3 holes. You got the lead down to just 2 strokes. You're on the same hole as the guy. So, you know the pressure is there, and then all of a sudden you just yip one.
Yeah, and you knew too, with Hideki making bogey at 15, that he was feeling the pressure, and he made another bogey at 16. So
right.
Schauffele makes a par there, or even a birdie. He would have been in the lead by the time they got to 18. So I know a lot of people out there are saying it was a boring event and whatnot, but this is a extremely historic Masters win. I don't think people are going to realize until a few years down the roads of what it's going to do for the game of golf globally and in Japan. But this is going to be something that, as a golf fan, you're going to look back 40, 50 years from now and be like, you were able to watch the first ever Japanese-born player to win that event.
What I love is, like, you go back to, like, Yao Ming and what it does for his country, and now what this is going to do. Like, golf is going to be such a big thing out in Japan.
Yeah, well, and not only that, the female won this weekend too, right?
Yeah, so the women's amateur, the second ever women's amateur that takes place at Augusta the weekend before, was also won by Japanese-born players. So Augusta and Japan right now are just having an absolute marriage right now.
Yeah, and they were talking about that during the broadcast, just how a few years ago there was, or not a few years ago, but a while ago there was an initiative to get the PGA into Japan and, like, see if they could supply people and hopefully just have some competitive people playing. But to have someone win the Masters just kind of changes the game and really globalizes it. But I always thought, like, Japan and China, they always played golf. Like, is it just not as prevalent?
No,
I mean, they don't have the land, obviously, because of all the people.
Well, if you look at the LPGA Tour, there's a lot of Asian women on that tour, and they win week in and week out. With the PGA Tour, you don't see that necessarily. Hideki Matsuyama was, I believe, the only Japanese player in this field, and it's kind of been that way the last, I'd say, 10 years or so with him. I mean, he won the Low-Am back in 2011, so that was a cool accomplishment for him to do that on the 10-year anniversary of that, for him to get that Masters victory. But Japanese players aren't, or Asian players, you don't see a lot of them out on the PGA Tour, which is something. So it was extremely rare for Hideki to win this weekend, and I believe, like he said in his post-round interview, hopefully that opens the floodgates for more guys playing and being able to reach this tour.
Another guy we got to talk about, Will Zalatoris. Dude is skinny as hell, but out there whacking that ball. And did you see what Adam Sandler tweeted out to him?
Yeah, he tweeted at him. He looks exactly like the caddy from Happy Gilmore that Sandler started off with. It's uncanny.
That is crazy.
Have a fun day. Have fun today, young man. Mr. Gilmore is watching you and very proud. Isn't that hilarious? And then, of course, Will replied, "If you ever need a caddy again, let me know. I'll be better this time. And I'm available for you, Mr. Gilmore." And you know what's crazy? Will isn't even verified on. Like, I went to his Twitter and he only had like 45,000 followers.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing too. He's not even a PGA Tour player. This is a guy that doesn't have status on the PGA Tour right now. The reason he played in the Masters is because he got I believe it was a sponsor's exemption, or he played as an amateur in the U.S. Open and finished in the top 5. And if you finish in the top 5 or top 10, I believe, you get an automatic entry into the next major tournament.
Oh, so, that's awesome. That's even a cooler story, man. I didn't know all that.
Yeah, so he's I believe he's 22 and
doesn't have his tour card yet.
Yeah, he's been playing great golf on the Korn Ferry Tour. I don't think it's just a matter of time before he's out on the PGA Tour regularly. But based on this event, and he'll continue to get sponsors exemptions, especially after what he did this weekend, he may be able to just earn points by playing in these random events on the PGA Tour, that he gets that tour card without being a top 25 finisher on the Korn Ferry Tour.
That's the crazy thing about golf, man. Like, you know, I'm a big dude, and I'd get out there, and you'd see that guy teeing off with you, and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna outdrive this guy. I'm gonna smoke this guy. And then this little 160-pound dude just crushes the ball.
Yeah, just absolutely rips. I believe he was in the top 10 of driving distance at Augusta. But like we've seen from the top finishers, you didn't see guys. I mean, the huge storyline was Dustin Johnson missing the cut over the weekend. That's the guy who I thought for sure was going to go back-to-back and ultimately win. But the big name coming in, Bryson DeChambeau, what he's been doing, had an awful weekend.
Awful.
I believe he finished I believe he may have made it back to even par or 1 under, but for most of the event, he was 3 or 4 over the entire time.
Yeah, I even saw the ghost of Phil Mickelson out there.
Yeah, Phil was hanging around right at even par, made the cut. Yeah, so I mean that's always a fan favorite for people. I know a lot of people were hoping for like a Tiger Woods-esque type of victory for him, but Phil's hitting an age now that he just can't quite compete with these young guys.
So why didn't any of the dudes wear red this Sunday? I know last time after Tiger got in his accident, they did it out of a tribute. So, like, is red just Tiger's color, period, and nobody else allowed to wear it?
You don't want that pressure.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you don't want the pressure. You don't go out on Sunday at a major wearing black and red.
Yeah, people are going to...
Especially if you're in the lead.
Yeah. That's so crazy that he just stole
it.
that outfit from the entire league. Like, nope, y'all ain't wearing this on Sunday.
Well, when he was going through his hiatus on tour, Patrick Reed actually wore red and black on Sundays, but as soon as Tiger made his return, he kind of stopped doing that because that was Tiger's thing. But they did talk about with Hideki Matsuyama, he does wear a lot of yellow on the tour, and he does that kind of in honor of Jack Nicklaus, who is known as the Golden Bear. He wore a lot of yellow back in his heyday, much like Tiger wears the red now. So he goes, that's something that I remember or watched a lot of videos growing up, because he's only 29, so he wouldn't have been alive to see Jack's heyday. So that's one tribute to you. I think after Tiger is officially done with the PGA Tour and retired and off in the sunset, I believe you'll see a lot more younger guys wearing that red on Sundays.
What I wanted to figure out was I wanted to ask Fish himself what this victory for Matsuyama means to him, because he was repping that Lexus. You saw him repping that Lexus so proudly on his shirt, Fish.
It's a great victory for Japan. I mean, that's all I have to say.
Well, you had your hand up. What did you want to say?
Yeah, Morikawa and Matsuyama are two different people. I know you know that, but that's not the fact. That's not the fact. Don't worry. They're also from two different countries. Morikawa is American, Matsuyama is Japanese.
Got it. Okay.
I think it's the last name that threw Stick off a little bit.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. I was like, I think that's the guy Nick mentioned. I was like, holy shit, the guy's in the lead. Man, Nick Leach is the smartest man alive. I'm going to listen to him about everything from golf from now on. But still, I think you had great insight into the weekend, and you know, obviously you did all right with some of your bets, right? Or did you only bet for them to win?
I was only betting winners. I was trying to strike the odds.
While Nick's here, though, I want to ask Stick something, and I want to know Nick's thoughts. Is DeChambeau obviously had a poor showing over the weekend? His game really isn't built for Augusta. It's a lot of finesse. You can't overpower Augusta. It'll kill you. It will literally, at any point, you'll find yourself in the second cut, 170 yards out, and you're probably going to end up short, long, left or right. It just never goes well at that course, and that's what happened with him. So my question to you, Nick, is do you ever see DeChambeau adjusting his game for Augusta? Because he may be able to win that out in the Open, at the Players, but I don't think you can do that at the Masters playing that aggressively.
No, and I think you've hit the nail right on the head. It's a totally different golf course than what Bryson did at the U.S. Open last year. That's an overpowering golf course where you see scores at like even par or sometimes even over par. That for him to just kind of hit the ball down there and go find it in the rough, you can't do that at Augusta. When Alistair McKenzie built the course, he built it to be strategic. You have to hit your drives in the right spot. You have to, and the greens are just so treacherous out there. We saw it for the first time in in a few years that you can't just put the ball anywhere on the green and then go putt it. Like there's a lot of false fronts out there that if it hits on the front edge, it's coming back down into the fairway where you have to chip up and come back at it. So I think eventually he's going to have to try to sharpen up his short game. If you watched a lot of the golf from the weekend, those guys that finished in the top 10, they were getting up and down from pretty much anywhere. Like if they needed to hit a wedge shot, they were hitting it close, one putt par, they're in it. Matsuyama did it time and time and again over the weekend, and you see it with Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth always plays well at the Masters. It's because he's one of the best short game players on the tour.
Yeah, well, going into the tournament, actually, Matsuyama had been struggling. But one of the things that he's very known for on the tour is his ball striking. And what do you know? That's what decided the game.
Did you see that one putt he had yesterday? I think it was 17 on 17 when he wasn't even facing the cup, and like it was literally.
There's so many of those.
It was literally like Caddyshack, like no,
all
the way around. What's up, Fish?
You guys love DeChambeau, right?
Yes, sir.
No.
No.
I do.
Good and good. I think DeChambeau is bad. Bad for golf.
I think he's innovating, but I don't like him.
Just like people say Steph Curry's ruining the NBA of 3 points, DeChambeau's doing the same thing.
Well, I got this to say. Evolve or die, bitches.
I don't want to see Augusta National go from great to, we got to expand the course because we got people hitting 500-yard drives. We got to make the course 1,000 yards.
Well, that's the point that Nick was bringing up is you can't. At Augusta, you can't play your driver just try to hit it 350 yards and just see where it lands. Where it lands is going to put you in trouble, and that's what DeChambeau learned the hard way from Thursday.
Now you can't, but wait till some person does that, and then that's how we play golf now. Just bomb it 500 yards.
Every course plays differently, and you can't play aggressively at Augusta. You gotta hit your drives into the fairway. If you're not, you're probably going to par or bogey the hole, and you got to be able to hit your irons. If you can't ball strike, you're going to definitely bogey or double bogey. It's a tough course.
And over the last, I'd say 5 to 10 years now, they have actually lengthened Augusta just for it to play the way it was meant to be played. With technology evolving like it has, the guys were always going to eventually hit it farther. But you look back to what Rory McIlroy said a few weeks ago is I've been chasing Bryson so much of trying to keep up with his yardage that it's led Rory to play really bad golf as he missed the cut this past weekend. That's another guy that a lot of people like to see, but over the last few years, if you're not playing Hideki played his game, Jordan Spieth played his game. At the end of the day, Bryson, what he's doing, I do actually think it's good for the game of golf. It gets people tuned in to see what he's doing. Now, do I like his personality and how he goes about it? No, I don't.
Did you like John Daly?
Who didn't like John Daly?
What's the difference? DeChambeau's not
John
drunk?
Daly's a character.
To me, they're the same dude.
No, they're not.
They're the same dude.
You're right. It does get people tuned into golf, but the golf aficionado probably doesn't like this guy hitting 800 yards.
No, I don't mind him hitting 500 yards. I could care less. That's not the point. It's the way he goes about it is very.
He just makes it seem like he's smarter than everyone else.
Yeah, when he's
better.
not, because golf isn't just your off the tee box. It's your ball striking, it's your putting, it's your ability to have a short game. So just because he does one part of that game really, really well does not mean he's fucking Einstein.
Well, and I hate to keep dogging on Rory McIlroy, but he was a guy for a long time when he first started on the tour that he was one of the longest hitters out there. He hit the ball okay. His putting has always been questionable. But this is the one major that Rory doesn't have. Yeah, he had the lead going into the back nine a few years ago when he fell apart, but it's just this course sets up for players a certain way. A lot of lefties. We've seen lefties winning time and time again. Bubba Watson's won 2 Masters and hasn't won any other majors, so it's just different. That's the best way I think I can describe it. It doesn't set up like your typical golf course.
It's a beautiful course, though, man. Some of those shots over the weekend were absolutely gorgeous, and the Masters has been decided. Congratulations to Matsuyama, the first ever winner from Japan, and it was a good weekend of golf. I had fun watching it. When he was on that streak on Saturday, I believe it was fun to watch. And then yesterday when it was getting down to the wire, it was fun to watch. What you got to say, Fish?
Can I ask Nick, where's your green jacket there?
Where's my green jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's elite company right there, Fish.
Just a green jacket.
I only had one, and I wore it on Thursday. I can't wear the same thing on the show.
Okay.
Twice in 2 appearances.
Well, thank you for coming on, Nick Leach. And you recorded your podcast last night, too?
Yeah. I got the Going to Work podcast. It's GOIN apostrophe and then 2 work. So it's Detroit sports focused. We did touch on the national championship and the Masters, but I'd say 99% of the time, it's strictly Detroit sports that we'll go through and recap the Lions, Tigers, Pistons and Red Wings from each week, and then we'll throw in some funny segments like a random question of the week, and we got our greatest sports movie bracket of all time finishing up next week. So we just do a lot of fun and different stuff like that. So if you got time, check it out. It's
You
usually
definitely
an
have
hour,
to
hour and a half.
get Maz on that.
There you go.
I'm all about that.
Well,
man.
thank you, Nick Leach, for coming on. He's our golf expert, and obviously he loves Detroit sports, and that's what we're trying to do here at the Woodward Sports Network. Make sure you're following this man on all of his social medias as well. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're running a little behind, but we can hit Adam's bets. And then we got, actually, let's do Mike coming on next with his weekend update since we got the chair set up ready to go. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on the Woodward Sports Network.
Morning, Art.
Morning, D-Mac.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you to everybody that's watching and listening right now on all of our social media, including our app, which is free for download in the Google or Apple Store. Just make sure you search Woodward Sports Network and download the app. Then you can take us with us and listen to our live shows anywhere that you go. So, Mike, I don't want to call you intern Mike, but they call you Mikey TikTok around here. Is that what you want to go by?
When Darren
good
McCarty
job,
gives
Mikey
you a
TikTok.
nickname- when Darren McCarty gives you a nickname, you have to go with it. So,
so you're officially Mikey TikTok?
I'm afraid if I don't go by it, he'll just say.
It's a good fit. It really is.
I don't mind it.
That was how you first started with us, was being the TikTok guy, and now you're just evolving into this whole big position.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
What you got to say, Fish?
I just wanted to say, how did Darren McCarty come up with the name? But I guess Joey just told me how he came up with the name.
Because Mikey is all over our TikTok, and it's at Woodward Sports if you want to give us a follow there. And so last week we started, it was kind of your pilot episode.
Yes.
And you came on and you kind of did like a weekend update for news, right?
Yes, sir.
For sports news. And this is kind of where you want to go with this, and we're going to evolve this every single week.
Yeah.
And then you did a pre-produced video this week, which I think is a little bit funnier than you live last week.
Yeah, I actually got equally as many laughs in this video, which was just great.
So let's watch Mikey's weekend update right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk, guys, where it's magically become a different part of the day. I'm standing here at a country club I don't belong to, wearing the shirt of a college I don't attend. Here's the top headlines from the week. A company is looking for an MLB food tester to try hot dogs from every MLB stadium. Benefits include health and dental, a 401k, and one heavily reinforced toilet. Tim Locastro set an MLB record for stolen bases over the weekend without being caught. When asked how he did it, he said, "I've been keeping them in my garage." Very low-hanging fruit for these jokes, guys, but I really don't know how they played for that long without the bases. What's going on, guys? More developments in the news of golf. Hideki Matsuyama shot a bogey-free 65 Saturday, which gave him a commanding final round lead. The only real threat was from Xander Schauffele, but he triple bogeyed the par 3 16. I got no idea what any of that means. Back to you guys.
Good job, Mike. Good job.
Mike doesn't understand golf.
Right. Who made all your graphics for you? Did you make all those?
That was a combination of lower thirds and templates, but I will say it was mine. So
good job, man. So yeah, every week you're gonna find some funny things for us to talk about, and the two things you picked today, or three things you picked today. One, a hot dog. They're looking for somebody to try all the hot dogs in all the major league parks.
Yeah.
I want that job.
Amazing.
Joey,
That's a dream job.
We should send them Coney reviews as our resume on how we can review hot dogs in all the major league parks.
Let's show them every one but that Motor City Coney one. Besides that one.
No,
Actually, no, it shows that we could be honest.
Yeah, we got to show we got to be hard on some of them, man.
Yeah.
So would you take that job if they offer that to you?
Thing with me, I love going to the ballpark, but I just hate like paying $9. So if the hot dog's free, I'm doing it.
All right.
I thought you were gonna give me some like vegan bullshit or something. Like, vegan, I can't eat those.
Oh, you guys kill animals? Oh my gosh.
They're delicious.
Why'd you have to take it that way?
I love how awkward Mikey can get sometimes. So
I just the part about me is I just let the awkwardness simmer to the point where it becomes funny.
Yeah.
And that's
But you're awkward funny though, which
Yeah.
is great. I
Yeah.
love that.
So everybody watching right now is like, this kid's awkward. That's part of his charm, and we know that. See?
Yep.
Well, thank you, Mike, for coming on. Every Monday, we're going to do Mike's weekend update. And I think we could go a little longer next time. That was funny enough to where we can extend it to like 2-3 minutes. You go with that?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I'll just talk slower.
Son of a bitch.
I don't think that's possible.
Thank you, Mike. When we come back, we got Adam's Bets coming up. And make sure you listen because you got to make some money today off of Adam's Bets. That's next on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
And shout out to our man, David Hall at David Hall Financial. The guy is an absolute gem. Not only did he help us out with the bracket challenge, he's also doing some cool things with us coming up here at the Woodward Sports Network. So if you need that refinance, make sure you hit up Hall Financial. It's the Woodward Sports Network right here. My name is Stick. We got Joey up here. We've had some special guests today, and it's been a fun show so far. Running a little behind. Normally, Adam is on at 8:50 with his bets, but with our special guests, we had to put them in priority before your bets. Is that okay, Adam?
It's okay. Well, I mean, people can refinance or they can just place my bets and win money.
There you go.
We went 4-1 on Friday.
Go. I like
And of
it.
course, who else but the fucking Detroit Tigers cost us another back-to-back parlay. Would have been the first time we ever did that. But it's all right. 4-1. Can't go broke making a profit, right?
I'm at
So-
least happy that you went for the Tigers winning, I'm assuming, right?
No,
Because
no,
you
I
lost?
took the over on the runs.
Oh, okay.
I will never, for the remainder of the season, bet the Tigers to win a baseball game. Ever.
Wow.
Ever.
What was the over-under?
8.5. I believe it finished at 6 or 7.
7, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunate. What's up, Fish?
No, I just giving you the thumbs up.
Oh, okay.
It's very
damn it.
confusing because when Fish wants to say something, he raises his hand.
Yeah.
So sometimes he's just agreeing and give you a thumbs
All
up.
right. Well, whatever. We'll just get right into it, guys. We've been on a hot streak, 28-2 when betting the over in hockey.
Jeez.
And actually, on Friday, I bet the under at 6. I told you it's the 5.5 that I love, right? Because at 5.5, 6 goals gets you the win.
Yeah.
At 6, you got to get 7 goals, and that's a stretch. And I took the under for the Colorado Avalanche game. Of course, it hit. So we were happy, 4-1 over on Friday. It was a good weekend, I can't lie. But
That's a ballsy move because we always talk about the Avs right now.
They're hot.
They're scoring like 52 goals per game, I feel like it's the average.
Shutout 2-0. Talk about a call,
It's
huh?
amazing.
Yep. But we got 4 hockey games to bet on today, and guess what? We're taking the over on every single one of them. We're going to start with the St. Louis Blues versus the Minnesota Wild. I love the number at 5.5. 28-2. I really can't even believe this number, even though, like, it's real. Like, it doesn't make sense. I can't believe betting the over so far. We're 28-2 at 5.5. It makes no sense, but I love it, and I'm just going to keep doing it. I'll do the Blackhawks and the Blue Jackets over at 5.5. And, of course, the Wings play tonight. I could care less if they win, but it's not a bad bet to bet on the Wings. They're coming off a shootout win against the Hurricanes. They're plus 300 tonight. So I wouldn't hate you if you took the Wings, but if you want to follow my bets, I'm taking the over at 5.5. 4 of the last 5 games involving the Detroit Red Wings have been over 5.5 goals. And then I'll cap the night with the Los Angeles Kings and the San Jose Sharks. I think that one will also go over 5.5. And I got to get my revenge for Friday because the Tigers cost me a goddamn parlay again. I'm going to take the Astros to beat the Tigers straight up on the money line. AJ Hinch's first game against his former club.
Man.
I think the Astros demolished the Tigers today.
They're going to put him in a trash can.
I hope they do.
This is going to be your 200th game, by the way. Your 200th that you're betting on.
Is it?
Yeah.
1-7. Oh, wow. The Astros, yeah. Wow. What do you know?
Big
Good
200.
job, Joe. Big 200. Not bad.
We got to start putting your win percentage up there, too, because now
Yeah.
the numbers are getting too big to just do it off the top of my head.
Well, I did it before the show, so we're at 64%.
Like
and
it.
we are 13-2. Oh no, 12-3 over our last 3 days of
Wow.
13 and
See,
12-3.
You said the undefeated for this week last week.
It was just a
should have
week
been
late.
this previous
It
one.
was a week late, but
Yep.
it's okay. We're hot right now, so we're gonna dig it.
Well, let's make sure that you're gambling along with Adam at home, and let's run through these bets just one more time real quick.
Yeah, we got 4 NHL games. I'm gonna take the over in every single one of them. Blues Wild, Blackhawks Blue Jackets, Red Wings Carolina Hurricanes, Kings and Sharks, and then I'm going to take the Tigers to lose because I am not betting on the Tigers to ever win, and I don't like the spread in that game either. If anything, if you want to take the Astros to win by more than a run and a half, that would also be a good bet, but my concern is only for the Astros to win. Make sure you go to MyBookie to place these bets, guys. We're going to be doing a really, really cool giveaway starting today, actually. If you guys screenshot me your bets and you match my bets, on MyBookie, I will insure them up to $100. I'm going to choose 5 people. And then we're giving away MyBookie accounts. So what we're going to do is we're going to give away free $50 MyBookie accounts to anybody who wants to sign up. We'll draw a winner every day after the show. We'll DM them. They'll come in. They'll sign up. We'll place their first deposit, and I will place your first bet if you trust me enough. But you should, because I'm just killing it right now.
I have a gambling question for you.
Yep,
So
yep.
you see the last one right there, the Astros, the money line's minus 245.
Yep.
When you're doing a parlay, what is like the lowest on like the favorite team that you would add to a parlay?
Well, you add a favorite. So the Astros being a heavy favorite, if you were to bet it individually, it wouldn't make sense. I'm not betting that game individually. It's
Right.
just there for the parlay purpose because I have to bet $245 to win 100. So it's such a risky bet. It's not worth it. Granted, they are a heavy favorite. I just don't like it. Now, when you put them into a parlay, you get this this bonus, this amplifier, because you have a 1 leg and then 2 leg, and now 3 and 4. And when I add the 5th leg, I just get more of a bonus. And that's why a $25 bet can turn into $443. So it's just really playing the numbers and trying to increase my winnings without increasing my risk. And that's really why I do it that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on every day with Adam's Bets. And like you said, if you want to screenshot your bets from today, and if you're matching Adam's bets, what are you going to do for him?
I am insuring 5 bets, a total of $100. So $20 bets, anywhere from $5 to $20 you can bet them. Feel free to match my parlay, and I will... What's the word I'm looking for? I will reimburse you if we lose, but I don't plan on losing. So just place the damn bet, and I'll pick 5 people to cover for.
Just thank him later.
Yeah.
That's it.
Love it. So thank you for coming on every day. And like Adam said, make sure you go to mybookie.com when you want to place these bets. We'll match your first deposit up to 50% as long as you use promo code Woodward. So make sure if you're signing up today, which you should be doing, go to mybookie.com, promo code Woodward, and we'll match that first deposit so you can get up to date with Adam's bets and any bets that you really want to place. They got prop bets on there, in-game betting. I mean, you can go to the casino while you're there. MyBookie has it all. MyBookie.com.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Sort that out.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show and for sharing it and getting all of our socials out there and just being a part of the conversation in the chat on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all the good stuff. We appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, University of Michigan, they had a good run. We're a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament, but it appears that that team is going to be no longer. 3 big pieces are moving on. Over the weekend, the latest piece announced that he will be going for the NBA, and Chaundee Brown, and here is what he had to say. So first and foremost, I would like to thank my Lord and Savior for giving me the ability and the talent to play the game I love at this level. It's important to thank each and every coach who believed in me, all my teammates, brothers, as well as the staff at Michigan for welcoming me into the fold and being a part of something special. My experience has truly been a dream come true. I will always be a part of the Maize and Blue family for life. I would also like to thank the coaches, my teammates, and staff at Wake Forest. They gave a young kid straight out of high school a platform that most aren't as fortunate to have. Lastly, I want to thank my parents, my grandma, my brother, Shanar, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, for always holding me accountable, supporting me, and having my best interests at heart no matter what. With all that said, I have decided I will be entering my name into the 2021 NBA Draft while hiring an agent from Chaundee Brown. So that is Chaundee Brown is now going into the NBA draft. So you got Chaundee Brown leaving, Mike Smith leaving, Franz Wagner leaving. That's a lot of big pieces.
They'll be just fine.
The team will be just fine, but I'm talking about these former Michigan basketball players now. Like, why are they making this decision as far as taking it to the next level? Because I feel like, truthfully, a Chaundee Brown, if he were to spend more time at Michigan, he would only go up because he was playing well, but he was playing well because he was stepping up. This next season would have been his opportunity to where he actually had great opportunities at playing. Proud of him. I mean, he's going to be a decent basketball player in the NBA, wherever he gets picked, if that. But it's just, I don't understand a lot of these players making that decision.
The biggest concern I have, well, we'll start with him as a prospect. Now, what is he, a projected late second round / undrafted?
Maybe, yeah.
If he's lucky.
I mean,
he should have taken the year.
You rank them like this: Wagner, Brown, Smith. Like, I don't think Smith's
doesn't
not
translate.
getting picked.
Smith doesn't translate to the NBA. Chaundee's best hope is that he's a role player and a defensive stretch wing. That's his best case scenario. He's the 8th man in the rotation on an NBA team. But how that affects Michigan, I don't think it affects them much. They have the #1 recruiting class coming into next season. They have Caleb Houston coming in, the #1 small forward in the country.
Musa
Diabate, the #4 power forward in high school. So, and then they've got an additional 4 4-star recruits. So, I don't think Michigan should be worried. This is Juwan Howard's recruiting class starting to flourish, and they're starting to come in. So these are his players. I don't think it affects them much. If anything, it increases or it speeds up their what's the word I'm looking for? Their training, their growth as a
development.
Their development as a team, but also individually. They're going to be getting playing time. A Chaundee Brown, if he stays, a Mike Smith, if he stays, I mean, what does that do? That takes time away from these kids. So I don't see it as a bad thing for Michigan.
Yeah, I don't see it as a bad thing. It's just always strange when you have a team that has so much success, and then, you know, that's the name of the game in college, though. They fall apart faster than you can hold them together. And then you're just seeing guys like a Chaundee Brown, like a Mike Smith, who probably still could use some college experience, just make the leap. I think Chaundee Brown will be a serviceable pro, and I said that while we were watching the tournament. His body type, the way he slashes to the rim, his defense, he's got the long arms. I liked his addition. He could shoot the rock. You saw when he gets hot, dude could actually shoot really well. So I think he'll be a decent pro. I definitely don't see him going in the first round. But it's just going to be interesting to see how Juwan Howard and Michigan bounces back after losing those 3 pretty big pieces. And I know they got a good recruiting class coming in, but those are just recruits at this point. Nothing proven. They're just based on talent that they potentially have, not talent that they're going to fulfill. Because we've seen lots of 5-star recruits not turn out to be great players. So
very, very few often does it happen that the #1 small forward coming into the program, or really just across the nation, ends up being such a bust. I think they have good players that are coming in. Whether or not they can reach the Elite 8 or even a Final Four, I think that's too early to talk about.
Yeah, but you see it with like guys like Rocket Watts. He was, sought after point guard, and just didn't really quite do it at Michigan
Not
State.
the #1 point guard though in the country.
No,
coming in.
No,
and that's my thing.
Yeah,
Caleb Houston is a surefire, serviceable, very good college player. It's very unlikely that he busts. A Rocket Watts comes in as a 4-star, 3.5-star, 4-star recruit. I mean, are you really expecting, just because Michigan State fans and the program were expecting a lot of great things out of him, doesn't necessarily mean he was a surefire
Yeah,
thing
no,
from the
that's
beginning.
exactly what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it's all potential based at that point. You don't really have tangible things to go off of how these guys' games are going to translate to college. So even though it is a great recruiting class on paper, I mean, look at Jim Harbaugh, you know, Rashawn Gary. He was the #1 defensive tackle. He was the #1 sought-after recruit. He came to Michigan. Didn't really
Football's
flourish here
different.
when he got – I know it's different.
I get
but
what you're saying, but
you got to follow me here, Adam. We're talking in the abstract again.
But you can't use football.
Football is a hard comparison because there's so many
Basketball, the
positions.
individual has so much more
I'm using
control.
scouting as an example, period.
Right.
Football, basketball, hockey,
Then
baseball.
only
you can use all of it.
You
'cause it's
can't. You can only use basketball because you can't compare a basketball recruiting scout to a football player. It's just totally different sport, and
They're all
the
going based off
individual-
potential.
But the individual
Dumb
has more control
comparisons,
in
Big Snow.
basketball.
Dumb comparisons.
I don't think it's a dumb comparison, man. I mean, I get it. Basketball, there's 1 of 5 on the court compared to 1 of 11 on the field at a time for your team. But at the same time, there have been lots of highly recruited guys that have flopped out. You know, it's not a surefire thing.
Yeah, I mean, you look at our team right now. I mean, Hunter Dickinson, no secret that he really led the team throughout this entire season.
Right.
So the fact that we're going to still be able to keep him,
I
and
hope he plays well.
right, and then add all these other weapons. I mean, this incoming class is going to be a great class, and hopefully it still has a few of the pieces. I mean, we're losing a lot of our seniority. That's going to be the thing. That's going to be a tough one. But beyond that, it's a good team.
Yeah, well, they had a good run. I mean, that's all you can say. They didn't get it done, but at the end of the day, they started the season projected number 6 in the Big Ten and wound up number 4 in the country when the tournament started. You know, obviously they made it to the Elite 8, so you could argue they're a top 8 team in the country.
You said good run. You didn't even say great run. And
wasn't-
Adam said, eh. So I want to hear your take on that.
What?
Why'd you say eh to a
About-
good run? You can't knock that it was a good run for them.
No, it was a good run. Whenever you have a good run and you lose the way they did to UCLA, it leaves a very bitter taste in your mouth, and you can't convince me otherwise that Michigan should have won that game. And it's not really from the standpoint of they have to win, or we expected them to win going into the season, that they were going to push for the Final Four. No, but when you're in that position in the Elite 8 and you're playing the 11 seed UCLA, granted they were hot, but you had a much bigger size advantage than UCLA did, and you just get out rebounded. You don't shoot the ball well. It's the ending for me was a bit too hard. Although it was a good run. Preseason, nobody had them going anywhere. They obviously outperformed. They got our #1 seed. It's a good first year for Juwan Howard, but
Second year, but yeah.
Well, technically first year because of the tournament, but
right. Yeah, I'll take it. Not the season you wanted, but you know they obviously proved that this
improvement.
They're on the right track, and you can't argue that about Michigan right now. So yeah, Michigan looking good coming back this year, even though they're losing a lot of big pieces, and we're sad to see them go. And I thought this video was hilarious. It was made for Juwan Howard saying bye to Chaundee Brown. Can we play that, Alex?
I want to tell you I love you.
I love you too.
We had to cut that early because of that damn licensed music, but the Swanky Wolverine, man, that guy puts out some hilarious videos.
Yes.
Hilarious videos, so definitely wanted to touch on that. We got some special guests coming up in the studio. It's Monday, so we're going to bring on the Detroit Doll of the Week coming up in about 15 minutes, a little less than that. But first, I want to tell you about 8 Mile Vodka. This stuff, we've been sipping it around the offices. I've been taking slap shots on Friday, and everybody that tries this, like even the Sneaker Box was in over the weekend when they do their live podcast, and they were like, man, that's smooth. Like he was mixing it with, what was he mixing it with? Verner's, and I was like, oh, that's about the most Detroit drink I've ever seen in my life. Verner's at 8 Mile, but he loved it, and they had a nice little show on Saturday. Make sure you check out the Sneaker Box podcast, but also make sure you support local, support Detroit. These guys were born in Detroit. They're all about the city, and what better combination than 8 Mile and Woodward. When we come back, we're going to get into Joey's news on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fayette at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys and ladies. This is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go for Matsuyama, who makes history after getting his green jacket yesterday with the Masters win.
It's Matsuyama.
Thank you.
What did I say?
You said, yeah, Matsuyama.
Oh, my bad.
Hideki Matsuyama.
Matsuyama.
It's Matsuyama.
Becoming Japan's first male to win a major. And my favorite about this is Tiger Woods hitting Twitter to talk about this and just congratulate him. You see right here in this tweet saying, making Japan proud, Hideki. Congratulations on Hideki. Congratulations.
What is wrong with you?
It's a hard name to pronounce, all right?
It's Hideki Matsuyama.
Hideki
Jeez.
Matsuyama.
I spent so much time with that last name making sure I don't mess that one
Hideki
up.
Matsuyama.
Matsuyama. I lost the tweet. What's the tweet up there now? Congratulations on such a huge accomplishment for you and your country. This historical Masters win will impact the entire golf world. And that's what you love to see, is just one weekend blow it up for this entire country. And that's such a great accomplishment right there for him.
No, it's huge, and what it does for just golf internationally, it's, you know, like we mentioned it earlier, it's kind of like when Yao Ming made it big in the NBA, just to open up the game to China. This is just going to open up the game even more to Asia than it's already been open. So, and they said this is going to set this dude up to be a billionaire. A billionaire, Joey. What you got, Fish?
Did you guys hear any of the Tokyo broadcast of some of his shots?
No.
They were playing that on the CBS broadcast throughout. If you would make a great shot or hit it on the water 15, they would go to the Tokyo broadcast. God, I just love that language.
Yeah. That's a language I took in high school. I can speak a little Japanese.
Really? You hear Japanese, it just, it melts your heart. Just like French, melts your heart. Just stop what you're doing. Just exciting.
Fish is a romantic, man.
Fish is marrying a Japanese girl.
Yes, or a French chick.
Yep, there you go. Former MSU Spartan Miles Bridges, safe to say he killed a man.
Yeah, put a dude on a poster.
Posterized the crap out of Clint Capella on this dunk right there. Whoo! I don't know how you recover from that one. But you said it earlier. I mean, you gotta at least give it up for the defender trying to attempt to block that.
I always at least want to give him some credit, but damn,
he went
got
up with
destroyed.
the hands up too, so he didn't even get the call on that one because it was a clean defensive play. But we move over to former Detroit Piston Andre Drummond. Had a hell of a weekend, dropping 20 points, 11 rebounds, shooting 55% in only 22 minutes to help the Lakers beat the Nets by 25. Andre Drummond looking good without the stars on the team right now.
Yep. I'm curious to see how they're going to use him when he comes back.
Me too.
I mean, he's clearly not going to get the ball every time down the floor like they've been feeding him. That's going to be Anthony Davis and LeBron. So you're talking 1/3 the touches, 1/3 the shots, 1/3 the points. You know, I don't know. So
do you think you'll see AD and Andre on the court at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how crazy is that?
It's two giants.
Literally two giants. I mean, I'm excited to see how the Lakers look when they bounce back. But, I mean, them getting a win over the Nets by 25, definitely something that was a shocker. Over the weekend, though, WrestleMania 37. All of Twitter lost it yesterday talking about this, and even the Paul brothers had to be there. You see Kevin Owens hitting Logan Paul with a stunner. This guy is just taking over everything revolved around fighting.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they took a playbook out of the old boxing, you know, the promoters, and just make noise, make noise, make noise, be the villain, be the villain, be the villain, and you'll get paid eventually.
Yes.
And, you know, we saw it. We've seen it a lot throughout history. What's up, Fish?
Speaking of Paul brothers, Jake Paul has a fight this weekend.
Who's he fighting?
Ben Askren.
Oh, yeah.
Former UFC fighter, April 17th.
I know Art is excited about that. Oh, can we say happy belated birthday to Art?
Yeah. Yes, it was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah, happy belated birthday, Art. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday to our own Art. And we move on to baseball. The legendary A-Rod trending all weekend. It was all WrestleMania and then A-Rod, because he, along with billionaire Mark Lord, purchasing the Minnesota Timberwolves for $1.5 billion.
That's it's a decent chunk of change, man.
It is, but I mean, you look at ownership, and I mean, we always see people that buy these teams, and then in a couple years how much they really end up being worth. And for the Timberwolves, really it's only going to be up from there. I mean, you look at their attendance at games right now, it's only going to go up because the team's hopefully going to get better over there for them.
Yeah, I'm trying to find them right now. So yeah, I mean they're ranked 28th at 1.4 billion.
Wow.
Like, I can't believe New Orleans is below them, and they got Zion 1.35 billion.
Dang, that's gonna skyrocket.
You
now
think so?
I feel like it's got to.
Where are the Pistons on this list? Oh, the Pistons are 1.45 billion.
Okay, so we're just above them.
Yeah, we're 27th in the league. So that's crazy. It goes the Knicks. Just because they're in New York are $5 billion.
That arena alone.
The Knicks.
It got nothing to really do with the team.
They're
it's
trash.
more so about the
They've
experience.
been trash.
I know.
My whole life, the Knicks have been trash.
It's just that New York money.
Then you got the Golden State Warriors, 4.7 billion. Los Angeles Lakers, 4.6 billion. The Bulls, 3.3. Celtics, 3.2. Clippers, 2.75. Nets, 2.65. Rockets, 2.5. Mavericks, 2.45. So yeah,
Mark Cuban a little bit low on that list too.
Yeah, 2.45 billion.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely especially the price he bought it at.
I think what did Mark? Didn't he pay like $100 million or something?
It was like something like really low. I almost said chump change about 100 mil. I was like, that ain't chump change. But I mean, that's the thing about these teams. When you get them, it's just they're only gaining more in value because of just the TV revenue and just everything. That there's so many ways of them getting money.
He bought the Mavs for $285 million, and it's now worth $2.4 billion.
It's like 15 times your investment right there.
That's a pretty good investment.
Not a bad.
Who did he buy it from? That's a fun.
Right.
That's a fun fact. No, I got it. Who do you think he bought it from?
Who? I have no clue.
Ross Perot. Remember Ross Perot?
Yeah.
The guy that ran for president?
Sheesh. That's a bad sell right there.
Right.
The Phillies was a lot of controversy over the weekend because this go-ahead hit against the Braves in the 9th. We watched it earlier. I want to know what you think in the comments of if this should have counted as a run or if it shouldn't at home plate.
I mean, I even thought by the naked eye he was out. I don't know how he called him safe. Yeah.
And what's crazy is he kind of slowed down towards the end once he reached the end. And here's another view where you see 100% sure on this one where the foot jumps right over plate.
Yeah. And
Right
they have
over home
replay,
plate.
so I don't know how they missed that.
That's what pisses me off about this. It's like you have the greatest replay. If we could see that as a fan of the game, how can't you call that as a professional getting paid to do that one job?
Right.
I don't get that.
You're out.
You are out. And if you're thinking about getting a new career, right now is the perfect time for you to start and learn an entirely new trade yourself. Northwestern Tech. I want you to learn about their 10.5-month hands-on HVAC program at northwesterntech.edu. If you're watching us right now, right when the show ends, check them out because I'm telling you, this is a great career, and I've been getting good feedback from people saying, honestly, this is like a career that is so just pandemic proof because we will always need heating and cooling. So northwesterntech.edu. It's the HVAC school that works.
Morning, Art.
Morning, D-Mac.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. Thank you guys for checking us out and listening on the app and all over social media. So we started this, 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, so 4 weeks ago, and I think this is the week that we figured out Stick's new chair.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be your new chair.
Dude, I don't know if I can do this.
The entire show, this has got to be your new chair right here.
So we'd like to bring on a lady from the Detroit Dolls. Detroit Dolls is an Instagram that likes to highlight strong, powerful, beautiful women around Metro Detroit. And we thought it would be a good idea to use Mondays to kind of highlight one of them as well. And today we were told that this is going to be a historic doll is what we were told. And at first, me and Joey were like, What does that mean? Because we know Brad.
2021, we knew what this would be.
Yeah, we knew Brad and Billy were like, oh, God, what are these guys up to? But they bring in, what is this, a stationary bike?
Yes.
A stationary bike. And what's your name?
Lisa Van Overbeck.
Hello, Lisa. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Can you lean over and talk into the mic? There
Sure
you go.
thing.
There we go.
She is on a bike right now, pedaling away.
Yeah, so this is historic. You were the first one in here doing your actual exercise routine while doing the Doll of the Week interview.
Excellent. And also the very first spinning franchise.
Oh, nice.
So there you
Where
go.
are you
Is
out
that
of?
so?
We're right out of Royal Oak.
Okay. And how long have you been in business?
Funny you should ask. Today is our 11th birthday.
11th birthday. Nice. So you were way ahead of the trend.
We were. We were one of the very first boutique fitness studios in the industry.
Ah, nice. Hold on. Damn it, Mike. You're fine. Just go sit down,
Yes,
Mike. We appreciate it. Joey, what the hell were you trying to do there?
Just trying to lower the camera so we can see the bike a little bit more. Not smooth at all.
No, not at all. You just see the back of Mike's head grabbing the damn tray out from underneath it. So, Joey, go ahead. Ask a question since you were so distracted.
So what is it all about that you love doing with bicycling? Because that's something that I recently got into probably 2 or 3 years ago, is cycling on an actual bike. What is it for you that got you started with it?
I really like the fact that it's low impact. It's a way to connect with other people. Anyone can do it. It doesn't matter how old, how young, injuries. It's one of the best kind of workouts. And I don't know, it's just, it's very intense, very high energy, a lot of fun.
What got you into biking? Were you always like riding mountain bikes and stuff like that? And then
Yeah,
you're just like, you know what? I need to stop. I need to do this in one location and go as hard as I can.
That mountain bike stuff like messes your knees up, and doesn't it like take a big toll on your body?
Absolutely. I've definitely eaten a lot of pavement over the years. So I have absolutely, though, seen people fall off a stationary bike. So,
oh, boy.
Really?
Yeah, it's not out of the question.
I would die if I'm in there in the middle of class and someone
pedals?
just falls out of their seat.
Is it the click-in pedal shoes? Is that why?
No, not necessarily. Just, you get out of breath, just kind of forget where you're at, what you're doing, that sort of thing. Just
That's
literally.
Stick. If Stick were to go to the cycle bar, that'd be the one that happens to.
Yes, I would. I'd be out of breath and I'd just eventually just fall
It would be
over and
historic.
collapse.
It would be awesome.
See, I could set history at your place too, since you're setting history here at
Love
Woodward
it.
Sports. So tell us just more about yourself. Where you're from and what do you like to do besides cycling and all that good stuff.
I am from Ithaca, Michigan, which is, somewhere in the middle of the mitten.
Dude, they have the most beautiful football field ever.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I drive by it because, what is that, 127 that goes up right by it?
Yep.
And they're right on the freeway. If you haven't seen Ithaca's football field,
Yeah.
it is literally like if you're watching, what were those Texas high school movies back in the day, like Varsity Blues?
Yeah.
Like, this is the field that Varsity Blues would have. It's just... That's all they have in Ithaca, right?
100%. We have a really good football team, really excellent football field. I think it probably is right up there with the U of M football field.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Stadium, yeah.
Okay, so you're from Ithaca. Lean forward so you can talk to the mic, though.
My bad.
No, you're good. So you're from Ithaca. What else you got going on?
Entrepreneur. I originally started my very first business. It was a pole dancing studio back in 2009.
Okay.
And then I went into a completely different form of spinning on a bike.
I like that.
That's pretty much it. Like I said, I've been traveling the country, opening up cycle bars. And now I'm just back home doing this thing.
Well, that's awesome. Where did you travel to? All over?
All over. We have cycle bars in every state. So my job ended up being going out and opening all of these different locations and training the talent.
Like the entire staff?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
The instructors, the entertainment staff.
And how do you train an instructor? Like, this is how you got to get pumped up. This is the classes, and you just teach them like the routines?
Well, it's like any other franchise that you go into. Like, I can't go into McDonald's and whip up a Whopper, right? I gotta make a Big Mac. So we need to make sure that the brand remains sticky throughout the country. So if you go to my studio in Royal Oak, and then you fly out to Dallas and take a class, that you're getting that similar experience.
Okay.
But the personality of the person is, you're looking for people that have great personalities.
Nice. And how many miles would you say you've biked in your lifetime?
Oh my
Ooh,
goodness.
that's a tough question right there.
She's doing it right now, and I'm like, damn,
I
she's
never
already done a
stopped.
mile just sitting here.
Actually, this is absolutely, like, interviewing here is, I couldn't ask for a better situation for me.
We wanted you to be comfortable
Well,
today.
you guys really go all out. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Honestly, each class you ride anywhere from 10 to 16 miles, and I have been teaching for 20 years. So.
Good Lord.
Can we see what your instructing would look like? Like, because I feel like you got that energy that could get everybody so amped up and hyped up. Like, all right, out the saddle, come on, 15 seconds.
So do you have some music to go with?
Unfortunately,
I do. But the listeners can hear it, but you can't. So.
Oh, well, that's gonna work out.
Yeah, but at least it won't look awkward.
Right.
Give her a little bit of music, Fish.
Here we go.
We ride on. I can hear this is fantastic. We ride on rhythm, but it's all about motivating. It's about encouraging, right? Like, I don't get motivated by somebody yelling at me. I get motivated by somebody hyping me up, right?
For sure.
I don't know. You're riding along. You're like, all right, you guys, we're going to come up out of the seat. Ready to go. Bring it on up.
Oh, you got to come out of the seat?
All right, you gotta get off the saddle.
All right,
get off
ready,
the saddle.
Joey? You
All right,
ready,
here we go. Here we go. That was enough work for me right there.
Done.
We do a lot of, like, connection type rides where, like, you'll show up on a Sunday and it's more of a kind of like a very connecty vibe, getting rid of your garbage from last week, starting clean this week.
What if you eat bad every single day, though, then? You got to do it every single day, don't you?
Even if you don't eat bad, you got to do it every single day. You will go further if you eat well.
No, that's awesome. I mean, that's one thing for me personally is, like, the last couple years of my life, I've really started to pick up biking because it's, like, something that's just so, like, relaxing. Mm-hmm. Like, even, like, at the cycle bar when you're doing your courses, like, to me, you're burning so many calories and you don't even feel it because it's kind of a fun thing to be doing.
Yeah, you create the space, dark room, lights. For people that are competitive, we have you can track your stats, compete against other riders. If that's not your jam, you can absolutely come in and do that connecty vibe, get rid of the stats, really zone out, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Joey is insane. So Joey never rode a bike really for how many years of your life?
It was 25 at that point.
And what did you decide to do? Go on a 300-mile bike ride for his first endeavor?
Is that Make-A-Wish by any chance? Awesome, I love it.
Yeah, so there's one kid that I was at an event for Make-A-Wish, and I ended up meeting them, and they were like, hey, you want to be a part of this event? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Sign me up. And then fast forward a few months after that, they hit me up saying, hey, you remember you told us that you would do that event? Well, here it is. It's a 300-mile bike ride. And I was like, 300, huh? And
it was from Traverse City, right?
Yes, it was from Traverse City.
And don't you end in Hell, Michigan?
Yes, yes. So it was definitely a bit of a experience for me. But it's like, that's something about it. Like, biking, you just hop on, and it's like, you remember biking as a kid always, but you don't remember biking 300 miles ever. So when you do that, it's a cool experience, and it's honestly turned into a big hobby of mine. That's why I'm excited and thankful that I had that opportunity.
Joey got them big, thick thighs now.
Yep.
Like, after he did that 300, his thighs, like, blew up to this. He couldn't even walk.
Jeans are tough to find now, right?
Yeah, that, pizza, chips, it all adds to the thighs.
No, we're going to blame it on the biking, man. It was the biking.
All that working out I did.
Well, thank you so much for coming on with us this morning and sharing what you do and, you know, just who you are. And we want to feature you. We're going to throw you up on our social media and just kind of represent the badass women of Michigan.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. That's the Detroit Doll of the Week. We do it every Monday right here on the Woodward Sports Network. And when we come back, we are closing in. It's almost time for Fish Facts right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. We're a little bit early today on this, but that's all right because I've been waiting all weekend to hear from my man Fish. And let's give him his official intro right now.
Time? Yeah, it is.
Fish!
Go fish.
Fish facts.
It's fish!
All right, Fishy, what you got for your facts for today, buddy?
Alrighty, we are. Today's Monday. The weekend was this past weekend. I had a great weekend. Hope everyone else had a good weekend too. We're gonna start a little differently today. We have a video to start off the day, make everyone feel happy. I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend, but we got a kid who, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years old. He has mad dunks.
Oh my God! Where'd you find this, Fish?
This is just mad dunks. You can swipe over and just see all the different dunks. This guy has to be 9, 8, 10 years old, and he's got some pretty wicked dunks. I saw that over the weekend, and I thought it'd be a good idea to play it. And yeah, this guy, that I would say 50s if he did that in the dunk contest.
Could we set up a rim here in our studio and have Fish remake that exact video?
I would fail miserably. Well, I want to know how much practice he had.
I don't know. He seems like he's having fun, though.
I mean, that's got to take some skill. So that's how we're going to start. We're going to have a video, then we're going to head into the facts, and we start with baseball. We had something happen on Friday. It's called a no-hitter. Don't know if any of you guys heard of it.
It's called a no-no.
No-hitter, whatever you want to call it. No-hitter. Joe Musgrove got a no-hitter on Friday. The Padres. First no-hitter in Padres history. So, I'm a fan of no-hitters, and it's not easy to do. Perfect game is really hard to do.
Yeah, perfect games are awesome to watch.
But a no-hitter is pretty cool. It's, I think I'd rather get a perfect game, but a no-hitter is still fun. We go to rugby. Penrith Panthers. They are 5-0 to start the season. They're looking good. First time in their history that they've started the season 5-0.
Good for them. Where are they out of?
They're in Sydney.
Sydney? That's your team then,
What's this garbage sport, Fish?
Oh, it's not garbage. It's awesome. But I'll be showing you clips throughout. We go to hockey. Toronto Maple Leafs finally made some good news, although they're looking good this season. Campbell is the first goalie in NHL history with a victory in each of his 11th appearances in a season.
Man. That's all you need in hockey is a hot goalie, man. You got a hot goalie, the rest is history.
Yeah, and the Leafs are looking good. Are you guys hockey fans?
Yeah, I mean, hockey, out of the 4 majors, it's probably my least favorite sport, but I still, like, me not liking hockey is like most people loving hockey, so I don't know.
Cool. Lakers, we touched on them. Joey touched on them. Good job, Joey. Lakers beat the Nets by 25 without LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Kyle Kuzma in one half of Schroeder. That's the Nets' second biggest loss of the season. They've gone 5-6 since the injury of LeBron James.
Yeah, that was a shocking win. I would expect the Nets to come out and lay the hammer down, but no dice.
Did you see Kevin Durant's face?
I did.
Yeah, he was not happy.
I wouldn't be either.
We go from one Laker team, or one Los Angeles team, to another, the Clippers. They're the best three-point volume shooting team in the NBA history for a minimum of 30 attempts. They have 42.1% shooting. Warriors back in 2016 had 41.6%, and the Bucks this year have 39%.
I was going to say, man, if you can beat that 2016 Warriors team, you're doing something right.
Well, you two of those people two of the teams on the list are 2021, so not good news if you don't like three-pointers.
which is Fish.
I'm okay with three-pointers. I just don't like these games hitting 150s.
Yeah.
We go to today is April 12th. We go to 1858, so a while back ago. And why do I choose 1858? Well, I chose it because it's Detroit. They hosted a billiards championship, the first ever billiards championship. Michael J. Phelan won that, and it was in Detroit. So that's why I highlighted that.
That's awesome. That is a fun fact.
That's sweet.
So, yeah, go Detroit. We got the first ever billiards championship. That's something that you can put on your resume.
There you go.
We go from Detroit hosting an event to Detroit winning an event, but in the second lowest NBA scoring game in 1992, 72-61, and that is after 4 quarters, by the way.
That's your type of action right there, isn't it, Fish?
I mean, they can go a little higher, but yes, I'm a fan of low scores.
Yes.
I want scoring. I want a mix, scoring and defense.
It's just, that's the thing is the defensive side of it. Like, you don't see that as much now because you're just jacking up so many three-pointers. So I'm with you on that, Fish.
Glad we agree. We got a birthday. 1985. He's from Ohio. Ted Ginn Jr.
Oh, there you
Teddy
go.
Ginn.
It is his birthday today, so happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday to Ted Ginn.
And last up, we have a sad death today. Joe Louis, 1981. He got a boxer heavyweight championship.
Yeah, and if you want to go see his fist, it's still downtown right there, man. It is the big right hand of Joe Louis, and we're just so proud that he represented this city and is a good guy, man.
Yeah, so sad news for him, but he was a great boxer. I, of course, didn't get to see him. But Terry Foster's going to be on the show, so maybe we'll talk a little Joe Louis with him.
Well, that'd be nice. Terry Foster filling in for Baligian and Bell coming up at 11 a.m. today. And Joey, you ready for the dumbass?
That's the facts. Have a great Monday.
Oh, wait, one more time. We got to put the camera on Fish for that. One more time.
That's the facts. Have a great Monday.
Perfect. Thank you, Fish. And let's get into Joey's dumbass of the day.
To present the award,
It is Joey.
it is time. Dumbass!
For the day.
Why would you do that? And the loser is...
A Detroit man who they are trying to still find who this suspect is. But, you know, there's a fire truck that runs to go respond to a call. They put their horn on. They put their sirens on.
I saw this yesterday.
This dumbass shot up this fire truck because he honked his horn to obviously help him get out the way. And these are some pictures. You see bullet holes all around this fire truck. And I'm like, you dumbass, like, for real, you're going to shoot up a fire truck?
The civil servant just out there trying to help.
Like, so this guy definitely does deserve the dumbass of the day. No injuries were reported, but you do see a whole bunch of bullet holes in this fire truck.
This is so stupid, man. You know, and there's been cases where people, like, call the fire department and fake fires just for them to show up and get fired upon.
Right.
Like, I don't understand that, but listen, if a fire truck's coming and they honk at you to get out of the road, just pull over. You don't have to pull out your gun. It's really that easy. What's up, Fish?
People playing video games, streaming, and SWAT teams coming in. That's a thing that happens.
Oh, yeah. No, you're talking about Grand Theft Auto?
No. Like, people are streaming, and then hey, this is the SWAT team, open up. Like,
What?
people,
Oh,
like
like they
people,
call the
yeah,
SWAT
they'll
team
call the
on?
SWAT team and go raid this person that's streaming a video game.
That is not smart.
I'm not gonna say that happens often, but it happens.
It's happened. Oh, no.
Happened several times.
No, there was a story a couple years ago out of Detroit where undercover drug dealers were selling drugs to undercover cops, and they were both arresting each other. It was the most hilarious story that could have been more Detroit than I've ever seen in my life. I got to find out exactly when that was, but they were undercover drug dealers getting arrested by undercover drug buyers.
Huh.
And they
That's
did
kinda
no
interesting.
communication, but they were about to arrest each other. Detroit, baby. Gotta love it. So that's your dumbass of the day, Joey?
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, thank you guys for waking up with us this morning. Let me hit you with the official dumbass.
Dumbass.
You dumbass!
There it is. You guys have a great Monday. We'll be back on tomorrow, 8 a.m. Don't forget, Baligian and Bell is up next, 11 to 1. And then after that, The Hook from 3 to 5 with Darren McCarty, Maz, and Pilar. You have a great Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.